What's up, everyone? It's Nothing is Perfect. It's Russell Holiday. It's Vancouver Canucks game day! Woo! Are you guys ready for this? Are you guys ready for this? Now, if the stream goes blank in the middle of it, that means we've been taken off the air. Just so y'all know. It's a possibility that might happen tonight. But yes, let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit before we get into things. So, my name is Russell Holiday. This is Nothing is Perfect. And we are here today to watch the Vancouver Canucks versus the Seattle Kraken. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's the first preseason game now. We have already watched the Vancouver Canucks play the Seattle Kraken twice. They have played them twice as a result of them being playing in a prospect showcase. So they did play a couple games against each other. Just the prospects getting together. So that was kind of the start of that. But regardless, third game in a row, the Vancouver Canucks are playing against Seattle Kraken. So let's talk about what we're going to do tonight, because unlike the prospects games, we have a full lineup. Now, we are skipping the stats that you want, but you don't really need, because let's be honest, nobody cares about the stats in the preseason. It's not about the stats. It's not about the past. It's about where we are today. So we're going to start off by going through the Canucks starting lineup, which Brandon Batchelor has so graciously tweeted out. So that's good to see. We are also going to have in the first intermission, Dustin Boydell will be by. And he will be by for the Rusty and Dusty Sideshow during the first intermission. During the second intermission, we're going to have Tyler coming in from the line change. If you haven't checked him out, there is a link in the description for him. So go check out his channel. He is putting out tons and tons of Canucks content. So make sure you check that out. So I think the reason we're going to get... Oh, and then the post-game show, Dustin Boydell will be back. He's going to be back. We're going to do a post-game show. We're going to break down all the action. So let's start off, like we said, by saying hello to all you beautiful people who are in chat. So HMS Fangirl was the first one in here, I think. Although I do know that Swerve and Irvin was in here farming XP, which does show as a result of... him having 775 points right now. So Swerve and Irvin is currently leading the fake leaderboard. Skytrain Elephant is here and says, hey, hey, hey. And then HMS Fangirl says, hey, Alfred, or hi, Alfred. Skytrain Alfred says, hey, yo, oh. Super, everyone. How's everyone? The Blue Jays are in the playoffs bound. So happy the Jays are going to the dance. Yeah, I guess they have clinched today, which is good to see. The Toronto Blue Jays will be representing Canada in the MLB playoffs, battling for another World Series. Hopefully the Canucks will do the same for this upcoming season. I agree with that completely. I also want to see them make the playoffs. HMS Fangirl, I am too, Elfriend, but I don't know if it's a wild card round or ALDS situation for the Jays. You never know. I think it honestly comes down to injuries, because it does sound like there is a little bit of injuries happening with them. Ideally, I prefer ALDS. Why is this not doing what it's supposed to be doing? There we go. Is this thing updating now? Okay, yes, it is updating. Okay. Hockey season upon us, says Paragolfer Pro. What's up, my dude? Puts his hands in the air and he says, go Canucks, glow. Go Canucks, glow. Go Canucks, glow. Just so you guys know, I am keeping an eye on the feed. So they are just going through their lineup. So we'll have a little bit of time to chat. McNally, Zach is here using all those Canuck colors in chat. Swerve and Irvin, why do the Jays spray champagne just for clinching a playoff spot? Hey, as a Canucks fan, I will celebrate whenever I can, you know? Rod from Kamloops in the chat using all the Canucks colors. You'll love to see it. Skytrain Alfred, Swerve and Irvin, pulling to Nashville. Yep. Raising the banner when they haven't won the cup. Baseball is a bit different, I think. Yeah, you're right, Mike Torrance. Welcome back, Mike Torrance. Nice to see you. Hey, guys, the Toronto Blue Jays are in the playoffs now. This is People's First Yukon. Welcome back, People's First Yukon. Nice to see you. Go Canucks, go. Go Jays, go. Welcome back, says Luke Flyswatter. Welcome back, Luke Flyswatter. Nice to see you, buddy. How was your summer? HMS Fangirl. I'm not happy at Sunday Football on NBC. Their social Instagram had Taylor Swift type countdown leading to 4 Pacific with all the speculation, and it was not fun. Leads nowhere. Rod, this is a team better than the 2015-16 squads. I believe that. Jays have won the World Series before. They have twice. Rod, you're right, twice. MLB teams have that kind of money. Yep. They can celebrate oh, it's Tuesday. Woo! Champagne out, it's Tuesday. That's kind of how it goes, right? Yep, before I was, sadly. I remember watching them win in the 93 series. Rod, you are old like me, but I don't remember watching them. Yeah, crowds are insane. What's up, Sensei? How's it going, Sensei? DY. Dean Y. Oh, well. Man, PDG. Yo, what's shaking, everyone? Big Mac's in the chat. I watched back-to-back wins. Oh, lucky Prickfetti. Mac. Big Mac. Big Mac, Big Mac, Big Mac. Guess what, guys? What, people? Big Mac, Big Mac, Big Mac, Big Mac. Skytrain Alpha and is going, Canucks, whoa. And then Mike Torrance is guessing chicken butt. Hey, in Seattle, they actually have a karaoke style, it's like karaoke style national anthem. So they actually have the national anthem being played there. Oh, let's try this. Hang on a second here. There we go. Huh. What is happening here? Canucks at Kraken, right? Strange. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. Yeah, see, look at that. They've got the national anthem playing along the bottom there. Oh, it's over now. We just missed it. All right, back to the bar. We'll get back over there. Vamonos, vamonos. I'm going to see my boyfriend Jeremiah in person. Woo! Yeah, finally get to meet in person. That's awesome. Mike Torrance, nice. Todd Peterson, okay, let's get the Kraken. Yeah, let's get Kraken. I like it. I like it. It's a play on words, Todd. I didn't get it at first, but now I get it. A relatively early start for the Canucks home game, but it is a weekend day. Slowly getting used to hockey being back with my having watched a very tight game between the Minnesota Wild and the Jets. 3-2 Minnesota Wild OT win. The Jets had blown a 2-0 end of the first period lead. Oh, man. Perfetti. Todd's here. Mike's here. Hachiko in the house. What's up, Hachiko? I'm going to the Ducks preseason tomorrow. Very cool. Canuck Land in the chat. Let's go, baby. Hockey is back. Welcome, Canucks Land. And sneak preview, guys. Canucks Land will be joining us on Wednesday. Yeah, Russ, you missed the streaming scrimmage. I'm sorry. They didn't announce it until the day before. Doodle Hockey. Hey, have a great stream, brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Nice to see you, Doodle. Mr. Jacob, Dilly Bar plays. Where do I watch this? Right here, brother. I got it for you. You can watch it right here. Because it looks like they're actually giving us the stream from Seattle Stadium rather than the stream they're going to be putting on to Sportsnet. No, we got it. I'm going to show it to you guys anyways. Because it's still on Canucks.com. All right, before we get into the action, let's quickly show you guys the starting lineup because we haven't done this in a while. So for the Canucks starting lineup, we start off Niels Big Hog Hoglander, Philip Hedel, and Jonathan Lecker-Mackey starting together on the top line. Your number 2 line is Drew O'Connor, Teddy Bluger, and Danila Klimovich. Your number 3 line is Arshdeep Bains, Braden Coots, and Kiefer Sherwood. And your 4th line tonight is Joseph Lebate, Niels Aumann, and Chase Stillman. And actually, we are underway here at the arena. So let's quickly hop on over and get this on the screen for you, shall we? There we go. Now, unfortunately, I won't be able to play the sound for either because they are going to be playing music, but we'll be here together. And actually, I'll get rid of this here too for you. I will do play-by-play for you. We do actually have a scoreboard up here now too, which is nice. Canuck Clay in the chat, dropping a 20 bomb. Well, thank you very, very much, Canuck Clay, for stopping by to say hello. Keep up the great work, bro. Admire your dedication. Thank you very much, Canuck Clay. I appreciate that. Oh, my head's pretty big in the corner there. Canuck Clay, everyone. If you haven't yet, which I highly doubt it, make sure you go like and subscribe for Canuck Clay. He's an absolute legend. Oh, a swing and a miss in the slot for Seattle. Good chance there as Vancouver now clears it down the ice. All the way down the ice, in fact. So it ends up being an icing call. The Vancouver Canucks icing the puck. My goodness. Oh no, it's Jordan Samuel Thomas. Does everyone remember Jordan Samuel Thomas from the AHL playoffs? Oh my gosh, he's here to haunt our dreams again. All right. Yeah, swing and a miss. Did you see that? Couldn't quite get hold of it. And then Kiefer Sherwood tries to make a pass up, but pass gets passed. Seattle actually wins the faceoff in the Canucks zone. Working the puck down low onto the half boards. Now back to the blue line, skating down to the faceoff dot. Slap pass to the front of the net. Tolopilo, who is starting for your Vancouver Canucks, stops that, and Vancouver clears it out to center ice and all the way down the ice. That one gets tipped, maybe? Nope. Oh, yeah, no, it did get tipped. So no icing call on that one. Seattle, starting from their own end, moves slowly out through center ice, pass up to the blue line, tipped into the Canucks zone, all around behind the net. And that looks like that ends up being an icing call as a result of nobody touching that. So let's quickly hop back over because I can show you the defense while we have a stoppage in play here. So the defense starting as for the Vancouver Canucks is... You're not going to show me? Show me. Oh, it doesn't work on this screen. Oh, we'll have to fix that. Okay. Blown draw. We've got Bluger taking the face off. He wins it back to the blue line. Mancini puts it over across. Shot to the front of the net. Deflects wide. Vancouver picks it up behind the net. Stops, spins. Klimovich falls down behind the net. Puts the puck to the corner. Seattle picks it up there. They'll skate it out past their own blue line slowly to center. They'll dump it in deep. All the way around the boards. Picked up there. Vancouver rings around the boards. Back up to the blue line. Not quite out, but good second effort there by Klimovich to work it out to center ice. Seattle takes it in their own zone. They'll play it up through center ice. That one gets tipped in to the Canucks zone into the near side corner. Stop there. Batted ahead with a hand, but since they're in their own zone, no hand pass. And a shot to the front of the net. A quick one. And Tolopilo is up to the task, flashing that leather and stopping it with his glove for a whistle. Okay, I'm going to try and get this thing to work here for you. Here. Let's see, starting lineup. Where are you? Yeah, there you are. Okay. Oh, it's going to be weird, isn't it? All right, let's show you guys again here. Oh, it's so small. Look how cute it is. Okay, so the starting lineup. Let's close that. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's make it bigger. So next breakage in play, I'll show you guys the defensive starting lineup. Goes full spread and makes a stop. Vancouver moves it out through center ice. Stopped up. Worked it back to the blue line, gets tipped there. Now Tom Willander will have to backtrack. Passes across for DPD. Canucks through center ice, pass up. Flip to the front of the net. Canucks go all the way to Coots. Making moves, pass back to the blue line. Shot to the front of the net by DPD. Seattle picks up the rebound, skates it in behind their own net, and they'll start it out through center. Vancouver will start a change here. Kiefer Sherwood trying to throw a body check. Can't get quite enough skin on it. Seattle breaks in. Good defensive play there by number 7 for your Vancouver Canucks. Pierre-Olivier Joseph making his presence known. Baines and Sherwood. Aggressive forecheck. Vancouver with a 3-man press. Good looking there. Mancini tips it to the corner. Puck to the middle. Kiefer Sherwood picks it up there on his blue line. Gets to center. He'll flip it in. Baines moves in on the forecheck. Picks up the puck. Leaves it. Ends up getting past Mancini all the way back down into the Canucks zone. Picked up there by Soriminio. Puck goes all the way down the ice. That one gets right onto the goaltender, so he picks it up. Lekermacki throws a hit. Can't come up with the puck, though. Seattle picks it up in the corner. They'll ring it around the boards all the way up to center. Flip to the middle. Speed over the blue line. Ends up going back to the corner, flipping up to the half board. Shot to the front of the net. Looking for a shot and a rebound. Seattle couldn't quite get a stick on that one, and the puck gets flipped all the way down the ice. Not quite enough for icing. Vancouver Canucks trying to come up with an aggressive poke check, and he pokes it over to his teammate and can't quite get the puck back. Vancouver flips it back in. It looks like the net has come off its mooring. Joey DeCord starting for the Seattle Kraken. Oh my goodness. Okay. Defensive pairings. Since I didn't show you yet, here it is. Let's see if it works. Oh, no, they're so low. Okay, Jimmy Schultz and Victorio Mancini together. Then we got Elias Pettersson and Tom Willander, a young pair there. And then we got the old veteran P.O. Joseph with Sorminio, the young guy. We also have Tolo Pilo starting in net, but I also did put Ty Young as the backup here. I don't know if he'll get any time tonight, but we'll see. So there is your starting lineups for the night. All right, Seattle controlling in their own zone. Puts the puck out to center ice. Picked up there by the Canucks. They flip it back out to center. Over the blue line for Seattle. Bluger puts it in behind the net. Klimovich skates in to pick it up. Can't get to it first. Seattle moves it down the ice. Up to the blue line. Stopped there by DPD. Put it over Klimovich. Over for Willander. Willander skates down. Shot to the front of the net. Sharp shot. Looking for some garbage there. Hoping for a rebound. Petey across to Klimovich. Shot to the front of the net. Blocked and goes to the corner. Vancouver can't come up with it. Flipped out to center all the way down the ice. Back into the Canucks zone. Picked up there by Mr. DPD. He flips it to the corner for Mancini. DPD to Mancini. He stops behind his own net. He'll let his team finish the change, but it looks like DPD stays on for just the moment to give him support, but he'll go off as soon as he gets the opportunity to. Mancini over center, rings it around the boards. 3-man press coming in, forechecking. Vancouver can't come over the puck. Seattle clears it over to the blue line, but kept in there by Hoglander. Hoglander puts it down low for Mr. Hedel. Hedel battling in the corner, can't come up with it. Hoglander skates onto the puck, though. He turns and he falls on a stick. And are they going to call it? Yes, they are going to call that. I don't know if it was an actual trip, but it looks like the Seattle player ends up losing his stick, probably dropping it to try to avoid the call. But unfortunately, our man, look at number 17 for Seattle, making the call on the tripping call. Let's get another look at this. Yeah, getting this. Oh, yeah. Looks like Hoglander ends up just stepping on the stick, falling over, and the Seattle player drops his stick in hopes that he would be able to avoid the penalty. But unfortunately, he did not, and that means the Vancouver Canucks are going to the first power play of the game. Hedel taking the face-off. He gets waived. Who's going to come in and take it? Looks like Hoglander might do it. Hoglander lining up at the face-off. Ends up winning it back in replacement. Willander skates down the boards, stops up, puts it into the corner. Hedel puts it further down in the corner. Hoglander rings around the boards with a little bit too much mustard, and that puck will come all the way back down into the Canucks zone. Johnny Canucks, say a prayer for Clay. Take care. Good luck, Clay. Thanks for being here, buddy. I appreciate you. Puck all the way down the ice. Seattle clearing it out on the penalty kill. Slowly out of their zone. Tom Willander looks across, passes over. Puck to the middle. Leckermack over to Willander. Willander plays it across to the boards for the new number 9 on your Vancouver Canucks, Daniil Klimovich, which we'll have to keep an eye on because Drew O'Connor's 18 and Klimovich was 18. Oh, puck gets past Leckermack and he'll have to backtrack into his own zone. He plays it across for Willander. Willander stops up, slows, puts it back into the zone. No one's there. So Tolopilo will come out of the zone or out of his net to stop it behind his net. Sorminio stops behind his own net. Got Major Minor in the chat. Did we? Eggplant, $2. Thanks for the $2 dono, Major Minor. I appreciate you. Puck back to the blue line, gets picked up there by Seattle. They're going to move out 2-on-2. Vancouver blocks that pass across. They'll come up with it at their own blue line. Baines plays to the middle. And then Seattle picks it up at center, and they'll flip it back down into the Canucks zone. Got 20 seconds left to go on this power play. Vancouver slowly out through center. Coots stops up in the corner, plays it back to Mancini. Mancini skates the blue line, puts it over for Minio. Minio shot to the front of the net. That gets blocked by Seattle defenseman, and the puck goes all the way down the ice, and that'll do it. Tolopilo queuing it up for his defenseman. P.O. Joseph out of his zone slowly. Plays it up into the zone. Good moves there to get through the... And then Coots across. Oh, that was Amon passing across. Puck back to the front of the net. Vancouver can't come up with it there. Seattle plays to the middle, up to their own blue line. They'll get to center and they'll flip it into the Canucks zone. Right on Klimovich. He'll actually end up covering it with one of the Seattle Kraken players bearing down on him. Joseph not letting the man get a sniff, though. Woo! Look at this, guys. We are watching the Vancouver Canucks versus the Seattle Kraken. It is the first game of the preseason. I'm Russell Holiday. This is Nothing is Perfect. And we are live during every single Vancouver Canucks game. We are currently getting spoiled as a result of this being on Canucks.com. I always like to let everyone know the preseason is a special time here on Nothing is Perfect because I can actually show you the whole thing. So back to the bar for a minute. There we go. All right. I got to fix something over here. Doing crazy stuff. Oh, go live now. Yep. Okay. We got to move this over. 400 people in chat today, guys. Make sure, if you have not done it yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Because like I said, we are live during every single Vancouver Canucks game all year long. So make sure that you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And we've got all the Canucks coverage here for you. We are just in a commercial break. 0-0 is the score right now. As you can see, I have not updated my own scoreboard, so we might as well do that. First period. There we go. Up to date there. Now we can jump back over to the game. And we can see some fans dancing if you guys want. Look at them. So stoked. Eric Hunter in the chat, dropping 5 gifted memberships. Eric Hunter, who are you and why do you love me so much? Christopher Goguin, Lil Slammer, Sharon Pierce, Catalina Rice, and Bingin, all getting a free gift of membership courtesy of Eric Hunter. Thank you very, very much, Eric Hunter. You've been very generous through these first 3 games against Seattle Kraken. You're an absolute gen. Coach Rob Willie in the chat. Shannon's in the chat. Christopher is saying, thanks, Eric. Oh, did it freeze? Yeah, it froze for a second. Now we're back on. Puck gets rung around the board. Canucks get the puck all the way down the ice. That looks like it's going to end up being icing. So the Canucks need to learn the rules. Locked On Canucks in the chat. You saved me. How did I save you, Locked On Canucks? Kyle, can you not get the stream? Is it broken? I always pull through the people. Trevor and Kyle here. Shannon became a member of Nothing is Perfect. Thank you very much, Shannon. I appreciate you. That's amazing. Thank you very much. You're a gem, Shannon. Nice to have you here at Nothing is Perfect. Shot to the front of the net. Tolopilo with a glove save to the front of the net. And if you guys haven't yet as well, Locked On Canucks, absolute legends. They are live. I think it's like 5 days a week or something like that. So make sure you go check out Locked On Canucks and give them an old subscribe and a like as well. Guys, it's a little, I apologize if I missed some of your messages today. When we do these live Canucks play-by-play streams, it's a little harder for me to give you guys the full treatment here in chat. I like to read as much as I can, but sometimes it's a little more difficult. Canucks win the face-off. O'Connor puts the puck down into the Seattle zone. O'Connor battling with 3 out there. Puck back to the blue line. Shot to the front of the net. Tolopilo ends up getting it, maybe even off a deflection, and he'll glove it and hang all in the intermission to talk all things Canucks. Yeah, good save there. Looks like a kick save with the toe. Puck came back to the blue line. And then, oh yeah, looks like he got a piece of the toe on it. Tolopilo did. Thank you very much, Dustin Boydell, for the membership message. And being a member for how many months now is that? 9 months as a member for Mr. Dustin Boydell, who you will get to see in the first intermission. All right. Seattle playing around the perimeter. Puck across the zone. Vancouver trying to come up with it behind their own out. Can't do it. Now an interception there by Hedl. Hedl skates up, using that speed to burst past his man. Paragrapher Pro now comes in and drops 10 gifted memberships. He shows up, says hello, and drops 10 gifted memberships. Vancouver playing at their own blue line. Puck through center. Hoglander up into the zone. Can't skate back onto the pass. Just a little bit ahead of him from Lekermacki. Seattle works it back out to the blue line. I will call out everyone who got a free gift of membership from Dustin as soon as we get the next breakage in play. Puck down low. Hoglander throws a reverse hit, ends up putting the puck back up to Lekermacki. Lekermacki plays it behind. Hoglander rings around the boards, comes all the way down the ice, unfortunately. The Vancouver Canucks in their own zone. Minio trying to play to the middle, ends up giving the puck away. Puck back to the blue line, picked up there by Seattle. They'll shoot to the front of the net. That gets blocked, and the rebound comes all the way out into the Seattle zone. Pursued there by Amon and LeBate. On the forecheck, LeBate almost comes up with the puck. Puck comes just squeaking out. DP shoots it back into the zone. All the way down. Partial break. Good wheels to get back there by Willander to cover his man. Not a good chance there by Seattle to pick up the puck. And the Seattle Kraken won't be able to get the puck in. The Canucks zone comes all the way down. Joey DeCourt's queuing it up for his defenseman. All right. Dustin Boydell with the 10 gifted memberships. You crazy guy. I love you. Ricky, Xavier Germain, lefty all around. Johnny, Nigel, Mike Torrance, Get Off My Lawn, Skytrain Elfrin, Griffin Knight, Levy Green, KP, CKBR Baby, Dope Bass, all getting free gift memberships. Shot to the front of net by Baines. Puck deflects into the corner. Good pinch there by Mancini. Baines comes in to support. He plays it across for P.O. Joseph. Plays it down low. Coots couldn't come up with it. Baines on the puck again. He's everywhere on the shift, spinning it in behind the net. Coots moves in. Baines throws a check, can't come up with it. Puck comes out. Baines picks it up on the half boards. He's working it, tries to get it back to the blue line, gets intercepted there by Seattle. They'll work it out to center ice, but Vancouver will pick it up. Sherwood back covering for the defenseman. They'll play pass in their own zone. Leaves it there for Mancini. Mancini slowly out, passes the side. Blueger plays it all the way across the other side, trying to make a move into the blue line. Ends up going off a stick, and it looks like it went into the Seattle bench. So the faceoff will probably be just outside the Canucks blue line. Good play up and down the ice right now. Let's quickly review that once more, shall we? Ricky, Xavier, lefty all around, Nigel, Get Off My Lawn, Griffin, Levy Green, KP, CKBR Baby, Dope Bass, all getting free gift of memberships courtesy of Dustin Boydell. You beautiful man. Just the right amount of scruff. We have the best chat in Canucks Nation. Love to support Russ, and thank you all for being here. Thank you for being here. Dominic Soden, W! Let's go. Thanks, Paragraph Pro, says Ricky. Dusty Hype. Good shift there. Willander, yeah. Yeah, Willander's wheels are showing. You love to see it. I feel like my phone is doing weird things, so I'm going to unplug it. Getting a text message here. Who's texting me in the middle of my stream? Kraken math. I don't know the numbers for the Kraken. How am I supposed to do this? We don't want to play this game. Dusty! Kraken math, more like Steiner math. Some of the new jerseys are stupid. The Kraken's new jersey glows in the dark. Isn't that wild? A glow in the dark jersey. Mixed Boot! What's up, Mixed Boot? Welcome to the chat. Taylor Betts, 53, has an unfortunate last name. Let's go, boys, says Thomas. Welcome, Thomas. Sending this link to my mom. Thanks, dude. She wanted to watch. You're very welcome. Hi, Kyle's mom. Nice to see you. Oh, that's great. All right. Face off just outside of the Kraken blue line. Je suis d'accord. Exactly, Gary. The funniest man in chat. Legend. Canucks win the face-off. They'll dump it in from center. Puck rung around the boards. Hit there in the corner, trying to jar the puck free. Drew O'Connor digging the puck out, getting it over for Minio. He gets the puck past him, and Seattle will skate out through center. Big man moving in for Seattle. Cuts to the front of the net. Saved by Tolopilo. Puck ends up in the corner. Klimovich spinning in front of his own goalie. Tolopilo on the glove side. So unfortunately, that means the Seattle Kraken scoring the first goal of the game and taking a 1-0 lead unfortunate breakdown. Imovich in the box. I'd like to propose a toast to Evo. This tasty drink has been sitting here the whole time. All right, back to the action here. Seattle on the power play for some reason. Joseph just a little bit of interference, but Tolopilo does most of the work on that play and dives across with his toe and makes the save. Amon loses the faceoff in his zone. 2:40 left to go. And the Seattle player ends up hitting his own man in the leg, and he goes down. Puck comes out to center. Big hit there like LeBate, sending his man flying down the ice. The Canucks put it into the Seattle zone. Joey Decord plays it around the boards, out to the blue line. And it looks like there's a fight now at center ice, but they're showing Joey Decord instead. Now they cut back. It's LeBate. He's fighting for that big hit. Looks like he's fighting Hayden. Or is it Aiden? Or is it Jaden? Oh, these millennial names. They're just all tied up. Looks like he got him loose, but he put him down. So it looks like the refs are going to step in. And LeBate's answering the bell after a big hit on Aiden. The boys are going to chirp a little bit as it is Hayden. Yeah, there it is. And they're going to put them right to the locker rooms because there's only 2:26 left to go in this period. First fight of the game, LeBate versus Hayden. We didn't see half of it, so we're going to call it a draw because by the time they showed it to us, they were just like this. Yeah. There wasn't a whole lot going on there. So, first fight of the game. A little bit lackluster. Thomas, let's burn it at the start of the season. Holy, they are getting disjointed. Yeah, shades of Captain Kirk there. What do you mean? That I enunciate my words in a strange timing with enunciations on words that you wouldn't expect? Okay, let's see what happened here. So there was the hit at center, and then the guy cross-checked him, and then, yeah, he just walks in, and they grab each other. Do we see any... maybe... No, they're just hugging. Yeah, doesn't look like we had any... Yes, Swervin' Irvin, that's the greatest comment I've seen all day. Tolo Pilo. And it looks like Seattle has taken a penalty out of this, so they've taken a 4-minute penalty out of this, somehow. So it does look like the Canucks are on the power play for 4 minutes. So somebody said something, but we get a double minor. Klimovich plays it over to Lekermacki. Lekermacki gets it back to Klimovich and his shot. And Mr. Decord makes the save and covers up the rebound. Not even a... Captain Kirk never ages. He went to space, man. Can you believe Captain Kirk really went to space? Schmappy Schmurf Day to you. And Annabelle's like, hello! All right, puck all the way down the ice. Vancouver resetting the power play in their own zone. Heedle in on the forecheck, can't come up with it. Rung around the boards. Gets past the Canuck player and all the way down. Picked up there by Willander. Willander with a backhand pass that gets blocked. Seattle now tries to take a shot to the front of the net, and Willander gets his stick on that one. So Hayden gets 2 minutes for cross-checking and 2 minutes for instigating. Okay, so Hayden ends up getting 2 minutes for cross-checking, 2 minutes for instigating, and then they both got 5 minutes. So Hayden ends up getting 9 minutes in penalties on the play, whereas our man Joe LeBate ends up only getting the 5-minute major for the fight. So there it is. There's your answer as to why the Vancouver Canucks are on the power play. Canucks win the faceoff in their own zone. Mancini gets stopped up. He passes across the zone over to Sherwood. Sherwood stops up, passes it back to Mancini. Canucks are flat-footed in their own zone. Sherwood now with speed through center. Passes to the side on the blue line. Dumped in behind the Seattle zone, or the net. Puck rung around the boards into the corner. Seattle picks it up there and flips it out to center. Picked up there by Mancini. Mancini plays it over for Baines. Baines through center. Takes it over the blue line. Flips it to the half board. Skates onto it. Stops up in the corner. Flips it to the Minio behind the net. Minio misses it. Puck ends up going up the half board. Seattle picks it up there off the skates. Try to get up past the blue line. Can't get it. Now Mancini with a toe drag. Puts it in front. Can't get it. Minio now flips it back high to the line. Mancini back to pick it up. He'll pass it all the way up for Coots. Coots brings it in offside. His feet was in, his teammate was in, but he didn't have the puck in the zone, and that means it's an offside call. Vancouver will have a face-off outside the Seattle blue line. There is 36.1 seconds left to go in the first period of play. 44 seconds left to go. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go. So the Canucks will have almost a full power play at the beginning of the second period if they fail to score here with seconds left to go in this period. Seattle wins the draw, puts it back. Joey Decord plays it off the glass all the way out to center, picked up there by Willander. Yes, Andrew, they do need to learn the rules, don't they? Hedl with some speed, looks to the middle, nothing there, so he skates around behind the net. Back to the corner, shot right through the crease, ends up bouncing past Lakermecki, but he picks it up, puts it over across. Oh, a pass all the way down to the near side. Can't get picked up there. Vancouver picks it up the blue line. Willander plays it across the blue line. A stutter step and a shot to the front of the net, and Joey Decord makes a save with the blocker and the knee, and they'll have 1.8 seconds left to go in this period before we get into the intermission with our man, the myth, the legend. Seattle fans having fun down there, enjoying this action-packed game so far. Hedl, what is he going to do? He's only got 1.8 seconds. And Seattle ends up winning it, and that'll be the end of the first period of play. So that means it's time to get our man on the phone. So let's go back to the bar and remind you that my name is Russell Holiday. This is Nothing is Perfect. And we're going to have some Rusty and Dusty Sideshow here in the intermission. So thank you, everyone, for being here. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And we'll be live during every single Vancouver Canucks game this whole season. So make sure you stick around. Now, let's get this whole thing set up, shall we? Yeah, look at that. Dustin's face is just popping right up there. All right. So we've done the prospects games. And we've done, this is the 2 prospect games we've done. So now it's time for some preseason time with Mr. Dustin Boydell. What's up, my dude?
Good evening, everybody. How's it going, man?
Good. So actually quite an action-packed first period considering, preseason. It didn't, sometimes it comes out as garbage, but man, they were up and down pretty quick on the ice today.
I mean, you got a lot of young guys out there that are fighting for a spot with the Canucks, whether that is showing that they belong in Abbotsford instead of junior, or showing that maybe they deserve a shot with the big team. Also, we saw Willander in the prospect games, didn't really show what we had hoped, jumping into pro level hockey. And again tonight, some good moments with his feet, but also still looks slow to process moving the puck at the NHL level. He's making plays that you get away with at college, but you don't get away with it in the NHL. And it's actually a good thing that the Kraken are icing pretty much their opening night roster. When you look at their team versus the Canucks, and the Canucks are the shot totals are a little bit lopsided, but this is basically an AHL junior team that is holding an NHL team to a 1-0 deficit right now. So really just a unfortunate turnover there that led to the Kraken goal. Minio probably shouldn't have jumped up on the center line there to try and play aggressive. He should have kind of backed in, let the forwards regroup, because it was a forward turnover at the blue line. But that's just a young player that hasn't played any pro level games. The game turns fast. In junior, he probably gets away with jumping up and making that aggressive play and shutting a guy down. But in the NHL, when you got NHL forwards playing against you, that's going to be a little tougher. So there's just quick lessons that these young guys are learning, that hopefully, the coaches are talking to them with. I'm not really taking much out of the result of the game tonight. I'm really just looking at the systems, what Foot is trying to implement differently than Talkit last year. already we've seen a pattern with the power plays, and I'm curious to see if it goes into when we have our full regular roster. It seems like the first unit is going with a single defenseman, and then the second unit is coming out with two defensemen every time we've had a power play. So I'm curious to see if that pattern continues. And they're kind of splitting time 1 minute, 1 minute.
Mhm.
Obviously, that may change when Hughes is in the lineup, right? He kind of has the free reign to do what he wants when it comes to the power play. If he can stay out there for 2 minutes, if he thinks he's fresh enough to be dangerous and get something on the board, then obviously you have that trust and faith in Hughes to do that. But I do like seeing them going with two defensemen in the later half of the power play when the other player is going to be coming out. Because then you can regroup defensively better. You don't get stuck out there with four forwards for an extended period when you're on the tail end of the power play, because you are going to be a little bit tired at times because you may have been out there for longer than you normally would be. So I kind of like that sort of thing. Took them a bit to get some shots on goal, but getting it up to 7 late in the period, that's good to see. I really like so far Braden Coots. What he's done in the short time that he had in the first prospect game. He looked really good, but whenever he has the puck, he just looks like he kind of slows the game down when it's on his stick. Just differently than other players when you kind of watch them, especially at his age. It's nice to see that you see that poise and kind of hockey sense that they were talking about when he was drafted, and what his junior coach has kind of said about him in the WHL. So you really love to see that he's coming as advertised. And, you know, if that kid outgrows junior too quickly, we could see him potentially pushed into a role on this team, especially with the uncertainty at center. And we see Hedl in this game a little bit using his feet, which is good. Seems like he's healthy and has some speed back. But his job is the main focus, right? So he's got a lot of pressure on him with a lot of younger guys that could potentially play second line center if they exceed their ceilings.
I mean, that's the thing too. Everyone knows that job is up for grabs for Hedl or whoever wants to take it. I mean, Hedl probably has that front running spot to get that second line center. However, it seems like he's doing a really, really good job of making a case for him to get that position to start, because all out of camp, all the reports, everyone's saying, man, Philip Hedl's here and he means business.
Absolutely. I think he did have a bit of a confidence hit in New York, getting stuck behind a couple of other guys on the depth chart and never really given a fair shake to show his ability as someone who can drive an offense on a line. So I am excited to see what a healthy Hedl can do. And again, it sounds like all of the players really bought into the offseason work that they needed to do with this new coaching staff and the new coaching staff's approach of like designing specific tasks for each player, and not just kind of blanketing saying you all need to do this and you all need to come to camp with this in mind. It seems like everything was very pinpointed to each player to come in and have the best camp they could have. And I'm excited to see more of the veterans get into the lineup as we get closer to opening night and that last preseason game when you pretty much have everyone who you should see opening night, save for a couple of final auditions from those last minute AHL picks or either staying up or going down.
Major Minor donating $2 as a shout out to Quinn Hughes in chat. Above average D. Yep, 100%. That man is an above average D. He's above everyone in the whole league. And then Pink
Absolutely.
Sunglasses getting crazy with a $13.99 dono. Canucks are back. Nice to see you there, Pink. Baby. Good to see. I do want to quickly go talk back about the power play, because we talked about Minio a little bit, and it was funny too that you mentioned that, because on the power play, the unit where they had the two defensemen, you actually ended up with, it almost looks like a set play where it was all essentially a give and go across the entire zone, where you end up seeing Minio at the front of the net at the end of it, which that could be a sneak preview of, hey, even if you are defenseman, even if we have two defensemen out there, they have no problem activating it. And I absolutely love that because it creates that spin motion in the offensive zone, and it's a lot harder, I think, to defend when you're on the penalty kill against the Canucks players like that.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of these young defensemen that are coming out of junior are developing a lot quicker than we used to see defensemen develop. And it's because they're being coached in a two-way hockey game. They play offense well enough that you can utilize them when you need to. But they're also defensively responsible where they can get back to where they need to be. It just is a matter of catching up to that NHL game for a couple of these guys that have never really played against this caliber of talent, especially like Sawyer Mignot, who's only played at the WHL level. So to come up and now be playing against basically an NHL team, you're going to make mistakes, which are acceptable in these types of games. That's what they're for. But you also need to show your strengths, which is what these young guys are trying to do. And I really like that they've kind of been given that confidence to go and play to their game, and have that ability to make mistakes. They look loose, right? Like no one really looks like they're playing nervous out there or gripping the stick a little too tight. They are making mistakes, but mistakes are going to happen, just because it is early, new coach and everything like that. But I do like the flow they were starting to get towards the end of the period, the way they are allowing a defenseman to move up with the play and kind of have four men on the attack instead of that stale three guys across the blue line, pass it off to the side, get shut down by a blocked shot, and it's all of a sudden going back the other way. It was nice to see in the last couple minutes of that period. Yeah, we have the 4-minute power play because of the instigator and stuff, but even before that, the Canucks were kind of starting to get some shifts in the Kraken zone where they were sustaining some pressure. DPD had a couple of nice passes through some legs, cross seam to the far side. Those are going to connect here soon, and they're going to find one that beats Dackard, hopefully. But as long as they keep pressing the way they've been pressing, this young team is showing well against a heavy veteran Kraken team. So I've been impressed up to this point.
Let's talk a little bit about the goaltending, because obviously we have maybe the deepest goaltending pool in the entire NHL right now, with Demko and Lankinen as our top two. And then you got Tolopilo and Young came up from the ECHL and the AHL and had only lost like 2 games. And then you got Tolopilo tonight after playing an amazing period in the scrimmage the other day. He has looked absolutely lights out, minus the 1 goal that he didn't really have much of a chance on. He's made some really big saves for them so far tonight.
No, absolutely. And I harped about this last year when watching the Abbotsford Canucks and seeing the depth in goal, knowing that we also have Yuri Patera, who blew his leg out in early in the season last year and didn't come back until basically the Calder Cup finals. And he's another young goalie who has immense skill, has some NHL experience down with Vegas when they had some injury problems. He did play some games and did show well. Obviously, with the goalies we have, he is a little bit on the smaller side, Patera, but everyone else, but he makes up for it with speed and skill, which is great. And then you look at the guys that we've drafted and have kind of pulled out of nowhere. I mean, you got Medvedev, who is now back to junior already because their season has started, which is fine. That's a great spot for him because of the depth with Tolopilo, Ty Young, Yuri Patera, Koskinvo now as well. Like, it's crazy. When we used to be the goalie graveyard, you can see why Shilov's ended up being expendable, because we have enough depth at goal. If Demko truly is healthy, which it sounds like he's in the best shape he's been in probably 3 seasons, that's pretty exciting stuff, having a tandem of him and Kevin Lankinen that can basically go, who knows, if Demko is Demko, he's going to get 2/3 of the starts, and those other third of the starts, you have a guy who's basically a starter on 5 other teams in the NHL. It was just inevitable. And yeah, Tolopilo looks incredible. I can see why the Canucks maybe kept him over Shilovs just based off of contract timing. Little more size than she loves. Not much. Just you can see he plays bigger than she loves. He covers the top of the net a little better. Tracks the puck through traffic a little better. So just some little things that just made him less expendable. So it's always comforting to see that if something does go awry and we do have an injury up with the big club, we got some young guys that are ready to fill in and will do just fine as backups at the NHL level.
Yeah, 6'6" Tolopilo. So he's the same height as Ulrichsen, which is absolutely wild. 200, almost 230 pounds. So he is a big boy and taking up a lot of the net back there, which probably helps his cause. Was there anyone that, I mean, it's only one period of the preseason. Is there anyone you kind of felt maybe was, a little invisible out there? Like I don't think I really noticed Stillman much. I don't think he got a lot of time out there on the ice. But I mean,
No.
LeBate has the fight. So from that fourth line, if you're looking at three guys, Amon, LeBate, and Stillman was kind of invisible. Amon looked, had a couple plays where he looked like he was moving. And then LeBate throwing a big hit and getting into a fight. So if you're looking at that fourth line, is Stillman kind of the odd man out right now?
I think so, and I think that goes kind of with the power plays the Canucks have had, and then also had to kill a penalty. So it just kind of, when you're on that fourth line, it just kind of puts you as the odd man out. Stillman really came over in that trade with Shelovs as kind of a filler guy. I honestly think he's more of a veteran to send to Abbotsford. I don't think there was ever any intention of him to come up to the NHL, but we'll have to see if he continues to get looks through the preseason. But really, he's just another bottom six guy that we have a logjam in already. So not surprising to see him not get a lot of ice time. Also, Canucks had said they want the young guys to play this first game. So Stillman just kind of fills that NHL veteran void where you have to suit up a certain number of players that have played NHL games. So really, there may not have been much intention of playing him tonight much anyways.
So the Canucks did end up doing a little bit of roster management today. Not a whole lot of crazy stuff. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Josh Bloom going down. Kuhn's going down. Walker going down. Cambite's going down. Sherratt, Patterson, Medvedev, and Durbin, and then Sandu all going down. Now, I'm not surprised by any of these. Are you disappointed because you wanted to see a little bit more out of any of these guys, or have you already seen enough out of all these junior guys that got sent down today?
I think the only one I was a little bit disappointed with was Riley Patterson. I think in the two prospect games as a 19-year-old, he really showed that he's ready to make the jump to the pro level. I think that maybe he should have started in Abbotsford. But, the Canucks know better than I do. I mean, they know their depth charts and everything. So maybe sending him back to junior was the best spot for him to keep his confidence building. And maybe in a couple months, if he is lighting the juniors on fire, they bring him into Abbotsford, depending on how the center situation unfolds with the rest of the club. Unfortunately, he's kind of one of those guys that's going to be on that fringe for a bit until we sort this center situation out. Because Riley Patterson kind of seems like one of those guys that could push for a second line center position. But right now would be, a third line guy at the AHL level. And I don't know if there's really a spot for him in Abbotsford to succeed. Whereas in the juniors, he's going to get way more ice time than he would with Abbotsford. So that's really the only one that I thought was weird, but mostly just regular housekeeping for Alvin and company doing those cuts today. And I'm sure we'll see a couple more in the next couple days.
The last thing I'll ask you before we head into the second period here, as the boys just start coming out onto the ice, is there anyone that you think is on the bubble who the Canucks are going to be willing to waive somebody else for? Because we've talked about the fact Lekkerimäki's waiver exempt, Max Sassen's waiver exempt, but Baines and Carlson are not, right? Mm-hmm. So if Baines puts in an effort like he does tonight, like he's already been playing well, do you think the Canucks are willing to waive another player to keep a guy like Baines?
Oh, that's really hard to say right now. Someone's really, really going to have to show out in the preseason here to make that happen. I just don't think the Canucks are willing to put themselves in a position to lose some of their youth for free, because there are a couple of guys. I mean, that we talked about it, why Shelov's got traded. He would never have made it through waivers, no matter how good or bad he played in the preseason. And there are a couple of young guys that are, they're from a Calder Cup winning team. A lot of teams out in the NHL will take a chance on them given their play in the AHL last year. So we'll have to see what happens in the next couple of games.
Cool. It's like we're jumping right into the action, so we'll see you in the post-game show, brother.
Sounds good. Enjoy the rest of the game, chat, and we'll talk to you soon.
I wasn't lying. We're right into the action. Kicking Dustin off the air. Canucks on the power play. I've got my own name in front of my face. Canucks move it into the zone. Klimovich plays it back to the blue line. Willander plays it across the blue line for Lekermacki. Down into the corner. Back to Lekermacki. Over to Willander. High slot. Shot to the front of the net. Tipped just wide by Hoglander. Hedl might have been there to get a piece of it too. Seattle manages to pick up the puck and scoop it down the ice. Let's get this stuff off my face, shall we? Hello. It's me, Russell Holiday. Canucks move it in. Klimovich gets stopped on the half boards, pinned there. Willander comes in to poke the puck free. Hedl gets the puck back to the blue line, but it skips past Willander. They'll have to recoup back at center ice. Willander plays it over for Hedl, and he'll go up for a change. Hedl over the blue line, plays it across the blue line to the far boards, back to the blue line, but there is no defenseman there because he is changing, so the puck comes all the way out to center. Good entry by Hedl, but then they gave it away. Puck over to the blue line. Baines in offside. They're going to call it there. And we'll get a whistle. And the faceoff will come outside the Seattle zone. Thank you very much, Dustin, for being here for the first intermission entertainment, the Rusty and Dusty Sideshow. Dusty is here quite often. So make sure you check him out on his Instagram page, which is Paragolf Pro. Paragolf Pro on Instagram. He is a professional paragolfer, which means that he is Dustin plays in a league. Well, I mean, he just won his first tournament against able-bodied golfers, but Dustin's job is to go out there and play golf. So go check him out on his Instagram. 11 seconds left to go in the power play. Seattle works it out to center. Vancouver intercepts it there, and they'll flip it in. Moving in on the forecheck. DeCord stops behind the net, plays it to the corner. And there is a whistle or something. Maybe too many men on the ice. Larson doesn't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Hoglander and Larson running into each other. Just a gentle bump there. Like the referees are sorting something out. HMS Fangirl, go Canucks, go! Stjanin says, go Canucks, go. Major Minor, has anyone seen Patrick Alvin? I need to ask him about Shelovs. Segmina, I would say it's 90% chance Demko stays healthy and above average stats if they split games with Blanky. If they kept Shelovs, Demko would have been able to safely play 60 games. Your guess is as good as mine as to why they blew the whistle there. 18:28 left to go in the second period of play. 1-0 Seattle leads Vancouver. Hedl lining up for the faceoff with his line mates Lekermacki and Hoglander. The Canucks have jumped. The referee won't throw out Hedl yet. Hedl ends up winning the draw back to the blue line. Back to the half boards. Into the middle. Shot to the front of the net. Off the bar. Lekermacki rings it hard off the crossbar and the puck comes back out. Gets chipped all the way down the ice. Lekermacki's the first one back to pick it up. Leaves it for Willander. Willander through center with speed. Got a 5-man unit. Yeah, right off the bar there. As you can see on the replay that's popped up on the screen. Canucks ring the puck in. So the Canucks are onto another power play. So it looks like they were on a 5-on-3 power play for a moment there. Seattle puts the puck down the ice. So they did, in fact, take a penalty there. Canucks onto it would technically be their 4th power play of the game now, after failing to score on a 2-minute power play and a double minor. McCord stops behind his net, plays to the corner. Seattle rings it around the boards, off the boards, and down the ice into the Vancouver zone. Mancini behind his own net, takes a moment, skates out, passes across the blue line. Hard pass, can't be held. Seattle intercepts it, puts it all the way down the ice. Tolopilo stops behind his net, plays it for Mancini. Mancini over his own blue line, up to Sherwood. Sherwood plays it across for Coots. Coots skates onto it, gets the puck, looks to the middle, goes behind the net, plays it up the half boards. Vancouver puts it in behind the net, rings it around the boards. No defenseman's there, unfortunately, and the puck comes all the way out to center ice. Mancini, first man onto the puck. He'll play it over for Coots. Coots misses the puck. Sherwood skates onto it. Coots and Sherwood almost run into each other. Sherwood over the blue line. Mancini puts the puck into the net, and on the power play with 7 seconds left to go, the Vancouver Canucks have tied this preseason hockey game. 1-1 the score. On a good play by the Vancouver Canucks. Mancini didn't see anything he liked, puts it back to the blue line, and then gets the puck again, tries the same play, and this time he likes what he sees and shoots it short side over the glove. Through a screen, too. Like the Seattle defenseman's not happy about it. Might have gotten a piece of it. But either way, the Vancouver Canucks have tied the game up. Russell, it's HSM, not HMS. HSM. Fair enough. I will mess that up again. I promise you that. Boom, says Big Mac. Go, 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 go. Boom, go, go, go. Mancini scored. Impact Fair, your trust. Go, 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 go. HMS Fangirl. Go, 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 go. KJ Brady, let's go. Coach Rob Willie says, hi, Patrick. And Patrick Alvin says, let's fucking go. Swear jar. Calvin 99 Charlie, go, 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 go. No time to relax. We got to keep the score. Says Derek. Welcome, Derek. Servant's like, go, 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 go. In Pick for your trust. That was a hottie goal. Xavier Germain says, go, 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 go. Big Hog says, bang. Eric Hunter says, Mancini. Sensei Dean Y says, go. David W says, tie the game thanks to Victor Mancini. Woo! Chico is blushing. At Patrick Alvin, how does it feel to have the same hairstyle as the two greatest Canucks of all time, Mark Messier and Matt Sundin? And then Big Hog's like, go, 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 go. And then Todd Peterson says, that was a nice Mancini. That was nice, Mancini. Drove that one home. Yeah, good hard shot. Got Almond out there, losing a face-off. They might have changed up the lines here, so I'll try and keep my eyes on it. But this is probably the result of the line after the power play. Willander plays the puck to the side. Can't come out with it. Sherwood with an assist on that one, I guess. And a puck goes off of a player and into the stands. Goes from being an object to play with to a souvenir. Eric Hunter comes in and drops another 5 gifted memberships. Eric Hunter, did I tell you yet today that I appreciate you? Thank you very much for the donation. Because Mike Lavalley, Kelly Angus, Bront Michelle, or Mitchell, and Lord Vi, and Len, all getting a free gifted membership. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Vancouver wins the faceoff, plays the puck out of the Seattle zone, out to center. Lecker chips it, but can't get it. Seattle plays it out to center, immediately gets swarmed by the Canucks. They move with speed through center, but they leave it right at the Seattle blue line. A tip pass was intended for a Seattle stick, but ends up on a Vancouver one. Vancouver through center. Wild play. LeBate gets it, dumps it down the ice, rung around the boards. Vancouver's first one onto it. Philip Hedel there, trying to come up with it. Can't. Seattle skates out. Lord Vi and Len getting free gifted memberships courtesy of the saint known as Eric Hunter. Thank you very much, Eric Hunter, for the big dono. 5 gifted memberships. And look at that, $25. That's what that cost you. 5 gifted memberships. Eric Hype. Hunter Hype. Vancouver wins the faceoff with some help from Baines jumping in. Puck gets rung around the boards, goes past Sherwood. Mancini's in down low, so he'll play it. Oh, no, that's Coots. Coots plays in the corner. Baines takes his man down, plays over for Sherwood. Sherwood stops behind the net. He has a look at Coots, decides not to take him, ends up keeping the puck while falling. Good work there, but then gives the puck away. And Seattle will skate it out of the zone, and they'll be able to get the puck down the ice and start a change after being pinned for a moment after an icing call. Vancouver in behind their own net. DPD playing up for Willander. Willander plays it up the boards, gets intercepted there. Vancouver, Sherwood scoops it up at center, skates in, rings around the boards, hoping for someone to be there. Vancouver does have a man there. Mancini plays it down low, rung around the boards. Skating onto it is Sawyer Minio, plays it across the rink, chopping out his LeBate. LeBate can't come over with it. Amon can't come over with it, and Seattle will skate it out through center. Seattle dropping it into the faceoff circle, back to the blue line, shot to the front, tipped on net, saved or blocked. Puck on the half boards on the far side. Seattle skates down, puts it into the corner, skates up the boards, back down into the corner. They love that corner. Back up to the blue line, over across, shot across. That one goes wide off the boards, comes all the way back to the blue line. Seattle picks it up there. They'll put it down into the slot. Failed backhand pass. Abbotsford, Vancouver intercepts it. I'm calling an Abbotsford game here all of a sudden. And they'll get it outside the blue line. Seattle plays it back in their own zone. Vancouver will start a change. Seattle with a quick pass up, trying to catch Vancouver on a change. Vancouver decides not to change. Pass into the high slot. Seattle swarming now after killing off that penalty. Getting a couple good chances here on this shift. Bringing it behind the net. Plays it back behind the net to their man. He'll play it up the boards to the blue line. Into the high slot. Shot to the front of the net. Trying to tip it. Couldn't get a piece of it, but Tolopilo could. He gets the whole damn thing and makes a glove save to stop play with 13:02 left to go in the second period. Tied 1-1 here between Vancouver Canucks and the Seattle Kraken. That shot from the point, I don't think anyone got a piece of it, and Tolopilo tracked that well through the crowd. Major Minor also showing up and gifting another membership. That one going out to Smitty. Smitty getting a free gift of membership courtesy of Major Minor. Thank you very much. Major Minor, I appreciate your donation to the stream. Thank you very, very much. Looks like we've gone to a commercial break, so let's hop back over to the bar for a minute. Back to the bar. 1,800 subscribers of Nothing is Perfect. Last year when we did our first preseason game, we only had 150. That's something I could actually show you guys, eh? WTF, whenever the Canucks scored, David W. types one sentence. I know. He doesn't like writing a lot about the Canucks. Keith, go, 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 go. And Major Minor was also like, go, 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 go. And then Coach Rob Willie was like, go, 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 go. And then Quinn Hughes says, at Nothing is Perfect, what's your first Canuck game? What was your first Canuck game? I wish I could remember, but I was very young. The first game I remember watching is the Game 7 of the 1994 Stanley Cup Finals. That's the first one that I remember, Quinn. But the first game going to, man, I went to a lot of games when I was young. I got pretty lucky. So I cannot give you an exact one. But I've been to a lot of games over the years. And as some people who have been here in the stream remember, I used to sell Canucks for Kids 50/50 tickets. So there was one year where I ended up going to like 35 games in a year or something like that. All right, back to the action. Puck has been dropped. Seattle wins the draw. Bluger pokes it up the half boards. Vancouver working up to the blue line. Can't quite get it out. Seattle keeps it in for the moment. That one gets blocked by DPD. He skates to the side, passes up to the blue line. Canucks flip the puck all the way down the ice, skipping in onto Cord. He plays it aggressively across the zone. Bluger misses a hit. Vancouver picks it up, skating in, looking to the middle. Good moves there. Shot to the front of the net. Couldn't quite get it to work, though. Blocked. Seattle rings around the boards. Puck up to the blue line. Seattle picking it up in their own zone, flipping out to center, tips it there, and they'll start a change. One man moving on the forward. Check out Mancini. Mancini throws on the afterburners and blows through center ice. Lots of speed in the zone. Drops the puck for Sherwood. Sherwood can't come up with it. Ends up shooting it towards the front of the net on a deflection. Comes wide for Minio. Minio puts it in the front of the net. Sherwood gets a piece of it. That one gets blocked in front. Seattle picks it up and they'll flip it out to their own blue line, up to center. They'll chip it into the Canucks soon, moving on the forecheck. Minio, first man back to get it. He flips it up the boards. Good job there to quickly move it. Canucks move it across their own blue line. Sherwood gets to the center ice, and he'll flip it in. Baines moves in, can't pick up the puck there. But good work by the Canucks defenseman to come in and support his player, putting it puck down behind the net. Coots tries to play it across for Baines. Puck under Baines, in some skates. Seattle comes up with it, and they'll skate out of the corner. Across the blue line. They'll flip it into the Canucks zone, high across the zone. Hit there by Minio. Blekermacki pins his man to the board. Seattle comes up with it. Back to the blue line. Shot at the front of the net. Blocked there. Seattle comes up with it. Shot goes wide to the right side of the blocker, Tolopilo. Heedle plays it across the blue line. Canucks coming in offside. They'll have to tag up. They haven't touched it yet. So no whistle. Seattle comes back. 3-man in. They flip it into the far corner. Puck deflects to the half boards. Seattle rings around the boards, coming back to the blue line. Shout out to Eric Hunter, the new end boss. Yes, shout out to Eric Hunter, the new sponsor of Nothing is Perfect. Thank you very much, Hunter, Eric Hunter. And thank you, Major Minor, for the $2 no-no. We appreciate you. The original sponsor of Nothing is Perfect, Major Minor. Puck goes all the way down the ice on an icing call. Vancouver Canucks will touch it there, and the puck will come all the way back down to Seattle zone. And we'll see if they'll change. Let's see. It was actually a Seattle game too. Oh my goodness, people. In the next commercial break, I'm going to show you guys the very beginning of the very first Nothing is Perfect stream, all the way back versus Seattle last year. It actually aired here on this channel 11 months ago, September 24th. It's almost a full year now, 3 days short of a full year for the very first Nothing is Perfect Canucks stream. And here we are with 1,800 subscribers. This is crazy. Canucks controlling in their own zone. Bank pass behind their own net. DPD plays it up the boards. Puck gets past the Canucks, but they end up picking it up, playing it up to the Seattle blue line. Puck moves down to the court. He aggressively plays it to the corner, off the glass. Puck bounces around. Willander backtracking. Now it's a 3-on-2 for Seattle. They end up putting themselves offside. And did they know? It looks like Jordan Eberle is the captain of the Seattle Kraken, but that might be an intentional offside. So they might bring it all the way back to the Seattle zone, but. And McNally's just like, go, go! You need a blunt WTF. WTH? Oh, they're showing some kid. Okay. Hang on. Can I do this? What is this? Is this the one? Yeah. Oh my goodness. The very first Nothing is Perfect. Looks familiar until it doesn't. Oh, hello everyone. Here we are, live on the stream for the first time. Oh, good golly, good golly. So cringe. Welcome everyone. Same blue cup though. People here with us. Just getting things started. Look at that number. The end of the Blue Jays game just happening on the TV. 126 subscribers, just settling guys. In. Got a little drink to get me ready. Oh, it's so funny. And we're going to sit down, watch the Canucks preseason. It's going to be lots of fun. Let's jump ahead here a little bit. Isn't it wild? I'm pretty sure that sometimes it takes a minute for you to get used to the. Let's see here. Last season, a lack of shots. Let's see if we can find the very first ever Nothing is Perfect goal call. Oh, man, I hope you're enjoying. Okay, here we go. The Shrek is in the house. What's up, Shrek? With the dreaded cone. Yeah, he is not a fan of the cone. All right, Dobby, you hate that thing. Okay.
But it was the
pause
first time that he ever got.
All right, there's another whistle. I will kill this fly eventually, believe you me. Miss out on doing a hello there. Hello there. Same gob shirt for sure, yep. We want Dobby. We want Dobby. Oh my goodness. All right, all right. We'll get some Dobby in here in a minute. Plays back underway, just past the halfway mark this second period. Canucks tying up the game here in the second period with a beautiful shot on the power play by, and the Seattle Kraken have moved in offside. Catton looking guilty as ever. 14 shots on goal for Seattle, 9 shots on goal for Vancouver. Let's see here. Canucks lose the faceoff. Seattle jumps through, but puck comes out to center anyways. Lekkerimäki plays it to Hedel in the middle. Hedel plays it back for Lekkerimäki, but he didn't see it coming, couldn't pick it up. Lekkerimäki stopped. And the Seattle Kraken have taken a lead in this game with a pass across after Höglander loses the puck behind the net. Puck comes all the way down the ice, and the Seattle Kraken have taken a 2-1 lead in the second period of play. Yeah, this play starts all the way back in the Vancouver zone, or in the Seattle zone. Unfortunately. And we're going to see this light the lamp down. P.O. Joseph did not know there was a man behind him. And it looks like Lekkerimäki wasn't there either. So P.O. Joseph losing his man, caught in the middle, but he did have a guy. So that probably was Lekkerimäki's guy. So we're not going to blame P.O. Joseph. We're going to blame Lekkerimäki and Höglander. Lekkerimäki losing his man on the back check, unfortunately. Oh, Ty Young in the net now too. Looks like they have put Ty Young in the net. So Ty Young comes in probably for the second half of this game and lets in a goal, unfortunately, for the Vancouver Canucks to be trailing the game 2-1 now. Yeah, Mancini with the goal for the Canucks. Unfortunate. 2-1 game now. 8:32 left to go in the second period of play. Sad Panda. Shilovs would have saved that, says Xavier. Yeah, you're probably right. Seattle's cheating. I just know it. Oops, did I start that? Zodberg. Hoggy, no! Yeah. Shilovs is greater than Demko, says Prickfetti. Here comes a paragraph from David. Hashtag we need Shilovs back. Yanni Niemann, 6'4", 217 pounds from Finland, gets his goal. Coots in behind the net. Baines pressuring as well. Coots comes up with it. Plays it out front for Sherwood. Couldn't finish it though. Mancini picks it up at the blue line, rings it around behind, ends up getting blocked. He'll pick it back up. Sherwood plays it across. And what is it going to be? A penalty, I think, against Seattle, I believe. But we'll see. It's hard to tell. Vancouver's already had 4 power plays and they haven't managed to score yet. Oh no, they did score on the one. I'm a liar. That's their one goal. But it looks like they might. Oh no, Seattle's getting a power play. So the Vancouver Canucks have taken a penalty in the offensive zone, which, let's be honest, Adam Foote's not going to like that. So the Seattle Kraken are getting another power play, but the Canucks win the faceoff. Willander plays behind the net. DP rings it around the boards and all the way down the ice. So a good start to the penalty kill. Mancini taking the penalty. Must have been for holding or hooking or something. But either way, Vancouver penalty, number 90, Victor Mancini for holding. It ends up being holding. And it's a high stick. So the faceoff will come outside the zone. The Seattle Kraken high sticking the puck down. So the play is blown dead. Look at these people getting crazy up in here. Skating down, looking into the middle, back to the blue line, high slot, stepping around the Seattle player, pass to the far side, back up to the high slot, back to the blue line, high slot, down to the near boards, Cross to the far boards, back to the blue line, down to the near boards, into the middle. Shot blocked. Didn't get all of it, but managed to get a block on it by the Vancouver Canucks. Managed to block it before it gets there. Puck goes all the way down the ice. 1 minute left to go in Mancini's holding call. Seattle looking to extend their lead here in the second period of play. We're going to see a replay now mid-play because we're watching a feed. Oh, it ends up getting blocked by DPD. I don't think he meant to block it, but he did anyways. And Vancouver manages to work the puck outside the zone. Bluger stepping up, can't get a stick on it. Catton moves it across. Seattle throws it on net, and Ty Young makes the save, covering it up. No rebound there. 34 seconds left to go on the Mancini call. And Seattle Kraken will get another chance to win a faceoff in the Canucks zone. Ty Young making a save after coming into this game in the second period here. As I suspected at the beginning of the game, they did manage to get both goaltenders into this game because there is only 6 preseason games and they have 5 goalies, so makes sense. Catton getting tossed out of the draw. Nils Alman will try and win this against Schwartz. Schwartz wins it back on the replacement. Back to the blue line. Canucks manage to get it past the blue line, and Seattle will have to start from their own zone with under 30 seconds left to go on the power play. Seattle drops in their own zone, winding up through center ice with speed. Dishes to the side. Good stick there by Sherwood, deflecting it a bit, but blocked at the blue line by Seattle. Seattle now working it down the boards into the corner. Walking out front. Play to the half boards. Back down low. The floodgates have opened up as the Seattle Kraken now score a 4th goal. 3rd goal of this period. 3 unanswered here so far. And that is a 4-1 lead for your Seattle Kraken. Unfortunate times here in the first preseason game of the year. Boo! Boo! Tolopilo got pulled Sphinx because they want to get Ty Young into a game. And a one-timer from the top of the face-off circle, and Neiman with his 2nd goal of the game, basting it on a one-timer past Ty Young. I don't think he ever saw it. Sora Minio might have been providing the perfect screen there. And Big Mac's just like, she loves Big Mac. And Shannon's like, no! Team tank? Are we tanking for McKenna now? Call off the season. Let's tank for McKenna. Seattle gold by Yanni Neiman, number 84. Capo Caco with the assist on the one-timer to set him up. Kraken seem to have our number all. Yeah. I mean, we do have a winning record against them in the regular season of play, but it's close and it shouldn't be. Announcer can't even keep up with all these goal announcements in stadium. Canucks try and turn things around. Joe Vancouver in on the forecheck. Alman there. Following up is LeBate throwing a hit. Canucks play it back down behind the net. Joe LeBate can't come up with the puck there. Seattle plays it to the middle of their own zone and they'll skate out. 4 minutes left to go in the second period of play. Ty Young stops behind his net. Schultz plays it over for Joseph. Canucks carried out through center. Good speed there. Oh, and an offside call there after he made a move at the blue line. The Vancouver Canucks. Vancouver going offside. Boo! Vancouver goes offside. Drew O'Connor making the extra move at the blue line. You never like to see it. And McNally's like, learn the rules, learn the rules. Why are you not having a party? Neiman, Kako. Yep. Shit, says Tyler McKnight. Batman and Robin, says Todd Peterson. Van will crush Seattle in the regular season, though. I hope so. And Thomas is trying to get a chant going. Go Canucks, glow. Go Canucks, glow. Go Canucks, glow. David W. Things have gotten in this period ugly fast. With 2 goals, I believe, in under 1 minute to put the Kraken up 4-1. Eric Hunter, laugh out loud major. All we need is wine. O'Connor is a bust, Lefty All Round says. Logan O'Connor, L. O'Connor by play. Yep. Ayah, says Mr. Skytrain Alfred. Got to sleep outside of his crate. They had a little bit of freedom, which was nice. I didn't think it was going to be nice sleeping inside of his crate with a cone on, so we... Tyler McKnight, it's only a preseason game, but come on, help the goalie. Yep. Ty Young not getting a lot of help out there right now. Why change goalies in the middle of the game? Question mark, question mark. Let the goalies chase the win. Should have kept Telopilo in. No, I get it, Skytrain. They only have 6 preseason games to do it. So with 5 goalies in the system, they needed to get everyone in. So this is pretty much what you would expect from a preseason game, changing the goalies mid-series. Lekermack in on the forecheck, manages to dig the puck free, dishes it for his teammate back to the blue line. Now comes back down into the corner. Hoglander over Lekermack. Leker shoots it short side, just misses. Puck rings off the board, comes out, and the puck ends up going off the referee. DPD ends up with a bobbled play. Now DPD plays it over for Willander, who plays it up for Mr. Hoglander, who plays it across the blue line. Canucks will regroup. Now the puck comes over for Hedel. Goes off of his skate into the Seattle zone. He'll chase it, but can't recover it. And Seattle will play pass behind their own net. The puck coming all the way down into the Vancouver zone now. Seattle battling with Willander, bringing it around the boards to the far side. Canucks can't come over there. Baines was there for a minute. Puck in behind the net. DP. Joey Decord leaving that 5-hole wide open. And the Vancouver Canucks have made it a 4-2 game, making it a 2-goal game. Goal, says Casket Brain. Go Canucks, go, go Canucks, go! There's the red ticket. Yay! Score, says Luke Flysweater. Go, says Skytrain Alfred. Go, 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 says HMS Fangirl. Chris Martin, let's go! Say hey, cha! Says Skytrain Alfred. Go, go, says Imperfect We Trust. Pachico says go, 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 go. 1 second left to go, and Major Minor coming in with the dono. And that's the end of the period. Canucks making it a 2-goal game right at the end. And Major Minor with a donation at the very end there. Back to the bar. Tor getting a free gifted membership courtesy of Major Minor. We appreciate you, Major Minor, for the donation to the cause. And then Eric comes in with another 10 gifted memberships. Eric Hunter, he's going to be living in a box on the street as a result of all the donos he's given in. 10 gifted memberships. Daniel, Weekend, Steve, Troy, Bintang Warrior, New Grad Nurse, Spencer Doucette, Todd Rockwell, all getting free gifted memberships courtesy of Eric Hunter. My goodness. Let's have a quick look at that. Daniel, Weekend, Steve, Robert P., Troy, Bintang Warrior, Lucas, New Grad Nurse, Spencer, all getting free gifted memberships from Eric Hunter, the absolute legend. That's amazing. Thank you very much, Eric Hunter, for another very generous donation to the cause. We appreciate you very much here on Nothing is Perfect. You have shown up this season and have been an absolute legend. So let's see here. Okay, let's get Tyler on the line, shall we? So we're in the second intermission now. I guess I should update the scoreboard. I haven't done that yet. There we go. Second. Oh, no, we're not in the second period.
Back and forth between the baseball and the hockey.
Nice, nice. So I guess, well, I mean, we can talk a little Blue Jays. Are you pretty stoked about the fact that they have officially clinched a playoff spot?
I am stoked, but I'm going to win the division. So,
Because, I mean, there's probably still, what, 5-6 games up in the division still?
last I looked, they were 2 games ahead of the Yankees. So their magic number is 4. Win 4, and the Yankees, I think they need to at least lose 4. But
Well,
they need
I
to at
don't-
least win. So
Yeah. So it's looking good for them to get into the playoffs either way. But yeah, I guess you're right. Winning the division, because you'll get a bye in the first round if you win your division, correct?
Yeah.
So Tyler, you've been keeping a very close eye. I've seen all the videos you grind. And if you guys haven't checked out the line change, make sure you click on the link in the description. Go give him a sub. Go give him a like. He's out here grinding. He's putting out more videos than pretty much anyone here on Canucks YouTube. If I have to ask you about all the happen with him.
I'd say I'm worried about him. Really worried about him. Seeing he's put on, some muscle. From things that I saw, like tweets for training camp, he was looking. So I to see how, especially when his first preseason game, or game that it ends up being, I'll definitely be focused on him and seeing how he does. I did like his little thing with the face-off ceremony. Like bringing the stick up. Making sure that he won that face-off. So I'm definitely intrigued to see how he does. Not too worried. I think it's, everyone talks about how, like, he wants revenge, but he's not the only one. I'm pretty sure this whole season, think of one word, it would be revenge, redemption, something along that. It's the season of redemption for the Canucks. Hoglander, you got Demko, you got Hedel. So let's get that revenge and get off to a hot start.
Yeah, I mean, Demko's a perfect example of a guy who just straight up, he's like, if I'm playing at my best, I should be Team USA's goalie. He didn't even get an invite to their orientation camp this summer for the Olympics. You got to think that with a healthy Demko, who is that fire lit under his butt, that's got to be enough to push the Canucks at least into a playoff spot this season, eh?
For sure. And yeah, like I think that him, not making that cut, I think that kind of pissed him off. Because he said, that fire in him is back, and I'm intrigued to see how that is. And I do think him not making that team is gonna light a fire underneath his ass. And I think he said it himself, like, I am going to make that team, by like mid-season. So
yeah. And I mean, I think that's the thing for all us Canucks fans is it's hard to talk about what we think we can expect from Demko moving into the new season until we actually see him play games, because so far, obviously, he only played the one white versus blue game and didn't let a goal in and did look pretty good, but he didn't get a lot of there wasn't a lot of tests for him out there so far. So we'll be able to get a good look at him. Moving into the new season with Lankinen as his full-time backup, what split do you want to see from the goaltending duo? How many games do you want to see Demko play? How many games do you want to see Lankinen play?
I think I've always seen Demko as 50 or 50, and then the rest be Lankinen. I don't overdo it. I could maybe even go as far as saying maybe a 60-40 split, but at the same time, monitor, the amount of starts he gets, and not to do what last year where he overplayed. Now, he obviously didn't do that with Demko, but he did that with Lankinen. So hopefully Adam Foote has learned from that and doesn't make the same mistake. But I could see like a 50, maybe 55 for Demko, and the rest being Lankinen.
Yeah, if with the split for last season's play is anything, then we play Lankinen for all the road games because he never loses on the road. And then we play Demko at home because he never loses at home, right? Then we win 82 games, easy money. I don't think it's going to work that way, though.
No. Unfortunately, that's reality.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about, because first time these players are in front of the cameras with all of our media people, and I do really like some of our media people here in Vancouver, but Quinn Hughes steps up to the mic for his first interview, and the first question is, what do you think about your contract? Is that going to get in his head this season? Because it's the Vancouver media. We know they're going to ask him about it. He's got a whole year before he can even sign a new contract. And besides the Vancouver media, every time he shows up in any other place, they're going to ask him about it. Is that going to be a distraction this year? Or did the Vancouver Canucks experience enough distraction last year that they should be able to kind of sweep that one under the rug.
I mean, you never know. It could be a distraction. I know Quinn said, like he doesn't let that bother him, but when you get asked that so many times, kind of gets to you. Especially if Farhan asks him that, like, gosh, Farhan, up. I hated his every player. I did not like his questions whatsoever. But and if I was Quinn, I would probably start getting a little annoyed, especially halfway through the season, and you're still getting asked the same questions. Obviously, you'd be slightly irritated, and it might, get in your head a little bit. But I do think Quinn has dealt with it perfectly fine. Maybe impede a little bit, perhaps. We'll see. Hopefully, it's nothing like last year, because we don't need another one of those.
No. And I think it's one of those things where sometimes when you see the players all in front of the camera, and they do get similar questions because, everyone has these similar questions they want to ask. But this year, it felt like there was a very clear message put out in a team chat or a team meeting where anytime anyone asked about last season, the automatic response is, we don't want to talk about last season. We're going to talk about this season. Do you think that's the right mentality moving into this new year? Bad news for you, Tyler. Medvedev has been sent down to his OHL team, so he will not be getting a start in the preseason, unfortunately, for the Canucks. And probably just the result of, like we've talked about this stream, the Canucks have a lot of goaltenders and a lot of high-quality goaltenders, so you won't get your wish.
Well, I'll just have to watch some London Knights games then.
Do the Vancouver Canucks have what it takes to come back in this game? They're down by 2 goals going into the third period, or are they pretty much done for?
Well, they need to get some more shots on. Like I think I posted in the chat earlier, this is bona fide Canucks hockey, not getting a whole lot of shots in a period. But hopefully, they can get out of this funk during the intermission. Hopefully Adam Foote can, spur them on, hopefully make a comeback. Something like what my Blue Jays have done 46 times this season. So,
Tyler, I appreciate you joining the show today. It's an absolute pleasure having you. And like I said, if you haven't, make sure you hit that link in the description over to Tyler's page. He puts out a lot of content that you want to get. So thank you very much, Tyler, and enjoy the rest of the game tonight.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Tyler from the Line Change stopping by to see what's good. You love to see it. Thank you very much, Tyler. I appreciate you. All right. They are waving the flag. The timer has run out, and that means it is time for another period of play. Let's update. The first time tonight, this is preseason, so we're just getting back into the swing of things. But as anyone who knows, I'm Russ Holiday. This is Nothing is Perfect, and we are back underway in Seattle. Puck into the Vancouver zone. Get those off the screen there. Vancouver losing the puck in their own zone. Seattle picks it up behind their net. Willander battling there. Can't come up with it. Puck comes squirting to the side. Picked up there by Baines. He plays it out to center. That ends up going off of something, so no icing. So you got Coots. Looks like they might have changed the lines now. You got Coots, Baines, unless they're mid-line change. They might be mid-line change. Either way, Vancouver only has 11 shots so far to 20 for Seattle. Losing 4-2 right now in the third period. I'm Russ Holiday. This is Nothing is Perfect, and we are live during every single Vancouver Canucks game. We are currently being spoiled because we don't normally have the full game. I will. Just like that, it is now 5-2 as they win the faceoff. Shot right off the faceoff, and that goes through Ty Young. Boo! Boo, Kraken hockey! Effing Foot is Tucket 2.0 or what? So this is Foot Clan hockey? Yeah. See if we can get a replay of this goal. Right off the faceoff. Skating around the faceoff dot. Pass to the front. And the man gets left all alone. Lost in defensive coverage. And Schultz lost his man. And Hayden with an easy tip. Past Ty Young right under the glove. and Jimmy Schultz. Give your head a shake, Jimmy. That was not what you want to do out here. This team has few offensive assets. Boo, says Andrew. Potential world champs, those Mariners. No, says Major Minor. Trade Young, he's too young and has hair still. Laugh out loud, JK. Cousin Vinny. Come on, fire everyone, says Cousin Vinny. Well, this sucks, says Mike Torrance. Yeah, and then they force us to watch their fucking celebration. Oh, swear jar. Can you get some swear jars in the chat? Some swear jars. I'll put some swear jars in the chat. You have NHL 26? I do have NHL 26, Mr. Quinn Hughes. Vancouver at center. Coots skates onto it, hits his man, comes up with it, jars it free for his teammate, falls into the boards awkwardly, but gets up. Puck out to center. Seattle plays it into the Canucks zone, in behind the net. Ty Young stops it there. Bad communication there. The Canucks didn't know what to do. Ty Young was going to leave it, but two Seattle players converged on him. Seattle in their own zone, plays it out into the neutral zone. Flips the puck. Stopped there by Joseph. P.O. Joseph picks up the puck again. Skates down center ice. Over for Hoglander. Hog with a shot. That gets blocked. Big Hog Hockey trying to light the lamp. Schultz back onto the ice. Comes up with it. Plays it across far side. Heel gets hit immediately. Trying to dig for the puck. Now P.O. Joseph plays it up for Hoglander. He picks it up. He skates in. Looks across the zone. He gets stick checked from behind. Was looking for the pass, ends up doing nothing. So yeah, it does look like it is Hedel, Corey Stillman, and Hoglander now on the top line together. So Lekermacki not on that top line anymore. Let's see if he's left the game. But we may have to check that on Twitter to see if Lekermacki has in fact left the game. Canucks coming in. Hedel puts the puck into the slot. Stillman couldn't get a piece of it. Drew O'Connor falls trying to play the puck. Canucks can't come up with it. And they'll leave the puck too, so they won't get too many men on the ice. Mancini picks up in his own zone. He skates through center ice. Deeks to the backhand, loses the puck. Picked up there by Danilo Klimovich. He'll play it in. Stopped behind the net by Decord. Seattle plays it up. Loses the puck just inside the Canucks blue line. Mancini plays it off the boards over for Drew O'Connor. Drew O'Connor plays it up for Klimovich. Klimovich puts it all the way down the ice on his own side at center. And so that's going to be an icing call. Can we get some, let's get some rule books in the chat. Learn the rules, Vancouver. Can't be out here not knowing the rules. Quinn Hughes, why did you buy us? You're saying that Kachuk brothers are better than us three. I'm not saying that. I would never say that. Why did you buy it? So you're saying Kachuk brothers are better than us three. Oh, because I bought NHL 26. Learn the rules, learn the rules, learn the rules, learn the rules. I did buy NHL 26. You guys told me to. And Todd's just like, zip it. Zip it. Puck to the slot. Shot to the front of the net. It looks like a Seattle player got hit in front of the net. Was actually saving it from going his own net. Whoops. Vancouver's O'Connor plays the puck out. Bluger skates onto it. Pokes into the corner. Klimovich gets a piece of it. Can't stop it fully. Seattle plays the puck out to center, intercepted there for a moment by Drew O'Connor, but he loses it. Now Bluger playing defense plays it out. Shot to the front of the net. Joe LeBate playing Alex Burrows, or wearing Alex Burrows' old number 14. The puck goes around the boards and all the way out. So there is Lekermacki, I believe. So Lekermacki has not left the game. Coots drops it for Lekermacki. Lekermacki shoots to the front of the net, goes wide. Back to Joseph on the blue line. He rings it around the board. Stop behind the net by, is that Amon or Coots? Can't see. Oh, it's Amon. Amon drops to the blue line. Over for Schultz. Schultz puts it in behind the net. There for Amon. Amon plays it up for Lekermacki. Lekermacki back to the blue line for Schultz. Schultz puts it in the front of the net. Block goes wide. Quick play down low. So quick I couldn't even keep up with it. The Vancouver Canucks score. Making it a 2-goal game once again. They aren't going away, folks. Don't turn your TV off yet. Nothing is perfect. Do you have Madden or college football? I do not. Puck down low. Good pass by LeBate right out front. And the Vancouver Canucks have made it a 2-goal game once again. 5-3 the score in the third period. 12:35 left to go. So you're saying there's a chance? Boo, we need Zed back. Big Zed, yeah, I miss him. Goal! And then Calvin 99 Charlie's like, go, 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 go. And then Pick Freddy was just like, go, 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 go. And then Todd's like, cat, thought little or we dash. Oh, go! Go, 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 go. Sensei's like, woo! And then in Pick Freddy's like, I miss Big Zed. And then Big Mac's like, go, 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 go. Boom, go, 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 go. World Cup, Stanley Cup, go through the Kachucks. Oh, wow. Puck to the front of the net. Major Minor donating another gifted memberships for the goal. JL getting the free gifted membership from Major Minor. Thank you very much for the donation. We appreciate you. Chris Martin's here and he's like, let's go. HMS Fangirl's like, go, 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 go. And Todd Pedersen's like, cat, pussyfoot, pussyfoot, pussyfoot. Hey, say, hey, cha. And then Thomas is like, goal, Dobby, goal, Dobby, goal, Dobby, goal, Dobby. Niels Amen with a goal, assisted by number 14, Joe LeBate. That's good to see. Canucks into the zone. Hedel cuts back, loses the puck though. Hoglander pressuring his man. Ends up losing the puck to him. But the Canucks take it in their own zone, playing out. Seattle offside, so they'll have to touch up. So the Vancouver Canucks will have a minute. Sorominio out there with Victorio Mancini. Pass across the zone. Hedel brings it in offside. It looks like the linesman may have missed that one, but we'll just keep on going. I don't think there is replays in the preseason. And so the puck goes all the way down the ice, and that's going to be an icing call against the Seattle Kraken because they've clearly forgotten how to play the game. Oh, look, it's KJ Brazy Squared waving his hands. What's up, KJ Brazy Squared? And then on Eric Hunter again dropping another 5 gifted membership. Fat Mellow, Not That Shaq, Shafiq, Firefighter Perez, Nathan Fernandez, Josh Boma, all getting free gifted memberships courtesy of Eric Hunter. Thank you very much, Eric Hunter, for the very generous donations to Nothing Is Perfect today, brother. You're going to put my dog through college 100%. And Keith is like, go, 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 because Keith is a little bit behind on the stream. And then Seattle's goaltender dives across and covers it up. I don't think it's Joey DeCourt anymore in net, is it? It is not Joey DeCourt in net anymore. Number 39 for the Seattle Kraken. All right. Let's go back to the bar for a second. Take a minute to breathe. Okay. We're good. We're good. All right. I'm Russ Holiday. This is Nothing Is Perfect. Locked on Canucks. Good problem to have. Mancini being better than Willander. Yep. At the moment, yeah, 100%. And then KJ Brazy III is also here saying, salutations all. What's up, KJ Brazy III? Chris Martin, too bad game. Shots are getting closer to being even. 22 shots now for Seattle, 20 for Vancouver. Vancouver with 9 shots in this period. Pass out to center. Hedel through center ice, drops it. Pass across the blue line. Good work there by Willander. Nice move to play it off of his own skate. Pick it up and ring it around the boards. Schultz out there now. So we've got 2 defensemen. Puck into the corner. Seattle plays it up. Leckermacki knocks it down, plays it in behind the net. Hoglander has the puck go past him. Played all the way out to center ice where Schultz picks it up. He'll play it far side for Leckermacki. Leckermacki now plays it across off the skate of Schultz. Schultz throws it around the boards, comes around for Leckermacki. Leckermacki rings it back the other way. Stopped in the corner there by a couple players. Hoglander fighting for it. Hedel's there to support. Rings it around the boards. Schultz plays it across for Leckermacki. Back to the blue line. Back to Leckermacki with a one-timer. Saved by Kako or Coco. The Seattle player falls inside his own zone. Willander picks it up. 10 seconds left to go. They might have a chance for one more rush, but it looks like they're probably not going to get it as they turn back in their own zone. And they're just going to complete the change, play it safe, and DPD drops it in his own zone. Making sure we got 2 defensemen out there. Puck rung in. Stopped partially by the Seattle goaltender. Back to the blue line. Picked up by Seattle. And they'll skate out through center. Playing it to the middle with speed. Over the blue line. Dish to the side on the far side. Back in front. And tipped just wide. DP's there to collect it. Puts it out front. And the puck gets chipped on net. Ty Young aware of the situation. And just like that. Oh, snap. You're not even getting it. You're getting the play-by-play. Okay, we did our first time of not being aware of what's going on. Game visual, sorry. $2 dono for Major Minor. Show the screen, bro. Game visual. I'm sorry, guys. Look at that. You're getting a great play-by-play, though, right? No video of the game. I'm sorry. Screen, homie. The dabs for you, Quinn. I bet Dobby likes calamari. Calamari. Dobby's never had calamari, but I bet you he would like it. Show the screen. I'm sorry. Can you show the screen? I can now. Can you show the screen, buddy? Brother, we can't see the game. Okay, you can now. It's okay. We were having a great time watching you, Russ. Still had to hype the calls. Yep. Woof, woof. Cats. Oh, we made it. Chris Martin laughing and crying. Major hype. Plus the game already. Play the game already. I'm sorry, Callan. Crying. Calvin's just out here crazy. Major minor hype. Big Mac hype. Call it Munson on the replay. Big Mac hype. Someone call Russell and tell him to show the screen. Either way, you have a beautiful face, but we were missing the action. Or like the Eddies. It's like 5 pages of chat he hasn't read. That's how far behind he is. Yes, I'm very far behind. I'd trade Magic Bean for McTavish. I would trade Magic Beans for McTavish as well. Have you been banned? Anyone from your... Have I banned anyone from my stream? I've not permanently banned anyone. But I have given people long timeouts. Better third period? Yeah. They have stepped up the shots. Now it's only a 2-shot difference. Canucks are also up to 31 hits too. So the Canucks have 31 hits to Seattle's 14 hits. So a big lead there. Puck deflects off a stick and into the Seattle bench. Faceoff will be just outside the Seattle blue line. And O'Brien for Seattle looks like he's 12. It's okay. At least you weren't naked. I know. Can you imagine? Speaking of which, why is Dobby always unclothed on the stream? He is a nudist. That's what it comes down to. There we go, Russ. I'm sorry, Chris Martin. Major Minor's having a good laugh. Thanks for the donos. C donos gets the point across. Sometimes it is, you know. They highlight them. I don't want to watch these freaks. He's definitely a naturalist. Yeah, 100%. Vancouver clears it out all the way down the ice. And that will be icing against your Vancouver Canucks. Seattle Kraken will get a chance to get a face-off deep within the Canucks zone. Vancouver will not be able to change because they clearly don't know. Do you have a playoff towel? I do have a playoff towel. I have to find them, though. It's not the playoffs yet, so I don't have them out. Definitely going to need that towel in advance. Timeouts were used to them. Yeah, we never got timeouts last year. Canucks played out to center. Boys gather for a rugby game for a minute. Seattle gets the puck into the Canucks zone. Bluger puts the puck up the boards. Ends up getting just outside the blue line. Now it gets chipped out to center. Vancouver plays to the middle. Joseph, P.O. Joseph, gets to center and he'll ring it around the boards. We don't have to ban people, not after what we did to Mr. Fuji. Hashtag justice for Fuji. Another $5 dono coming in for Big Mac. Thank you very much, Big Mac, for the $5 dono. We appreciate you. Canucks through center. Hoglander skating onto the puck. Can't get it, though. Hedl also skates by the puck. Seattle now brings it out. 4 of them to center, and a shot goes just wide on the backhand. That one might have even gone off a post wide. Seattle recovering the puck. Sherwood can't battle his man for the puck. Seattle plays it back to the blue line, across it to the near side. Down low, in behind the net. Seattle plays it back up the boards. Hoglander pushes his man out of the blue line in hopes that it'll help. Now Hoglander throws a reverse hit, comes up with the puck. He'll play it out to the blue line. That one gets kept in there. And the Seattle Kraken plays to the middle. Ty Young with a kick save. Puck goes to the side. Good reaction save by the Seattle, by Ty Young. Hoglander shoots it in. right past the ear of the Seattle goaltender, then rings around the boards, picked up there by P.O. Joseph into the back. Vancouver plays it back to the blue line. Schultz plays it. Good move there by Klimovich to the front of the net. And the goaltender fell for a minute, but he couldn't get the rebound. Klimovich gets the puck from Lekermacki. Lekermacki gets it back from Klimovich. He gets hit, tries to play it down low. Can't get it to go. Seattle plays it high off the glass, all the way out to center ice. Picked up there by the Vancouver Canucks. My first console was the NES. Quinn Hughes, did you have an NES? The NES is the Nintendo Entertainment System, the OG one. Vancouver controlling now. Coots with a shot to the front of the net. That gets blocked. He plays it in the corner. Canucks play it up to the half boards, then back down low, across to the far side corner. Baines falls in the corner, but manages to play it. Coots plays it out front for Klimovich. Klimovich gets a shot on net, but it gets blocked and ends up coming all the way down the ice. Looks like the Vancouver Canucks have pulled the goalie with 2 minutes left to go. 6 players onto the ice trying to make it interesting out here. O'Connor gets it into the Seattle zone, but they pick it up, plays it behind their own net. They'll take a minute. They'll play it down to center ice. Seattle chips it all the way down in behind the Canucks' empty net. Vancouver plays pass behind their own net. Canucks start out of their own zone, drop pass into the Canucks zone. Stumbled from Sherwood, but he keeps on going. Plays it up to the blue line. Good entry there by Mr. O'Connor. Drew O'Connor plays it down for Sherwood. Sherwood throws a hit, but they can't come up with it. Now the Canucks fall in their zone, but manage to pick the puck back up. Shot to the front of the net, goes off the goaltender and into the corner. Seattle Kraken play up to the boards, and it looks like, what do we got? Is that a Seattle penalty? Maybe a Seattle penalty. The shots are now tied. The shots are 24-24. The Canucks only have 4 assists on 3 goals, apparently.
A young team, mostly guys destined for the AHL. A couple guys probably going back to junior. But really good stuff out of the fourth line to push and get one there. Oman from Lebate, a nice goal and some pressure late. The power play with the goalie pulled. I was kind of in and out in the second and third periods, just doing dad stuff. But from the stuff I caught, you could see things that were going to be expected in this game. The issues defensively in our own zone. A whole bunch of guys learning new structure. Obviously, the veteran guys are still in Penticton working on drills, working on that system that Foot wants to implement. So really not a huge look into what the Canucks are going to be like this season. This game was really just about getting some young guys a look at pro action, getting a couple young goalies some game time to get back into shape after a summer off, and, you know, really just see what they have in some of their youth. And I think a couple of guys really showed out well tonight. That, you know, Mancini, for one, showed he is way above Wielander in the depth charts, and really is ready to just start the season in the NHL. And I harped on that all through the Calder Cup finals, that this kid was a man playing with boys. He did not belong in the AHL and was an absolute embarrassment of riches for the Abbotsford Canucks to have him down there for that run and to be running their power play through the playoffs. He was just an absolute dynamite addition to that team for that run. So I absolutely see him being on the big club to start the season. You can see the way he moves the puck with his feet. He's smart. He's quick. He is physical, which we love to see. So Mancini had a really great game tonight. I really liked the game Coots had, and it says a lot that he hasn't been sent back to junior right away. All of those guys, their seasons are starting. So that's why Medvedev was sent down as one of the first cuts. But for Coots to still be up with the team, you did hear when Foote and Alvin and Rutherford were talking that they were already impressed early with some of the young guys from prospect camp and going into regular camp. And I think one of those guys was probably Braden Coots or Brandon Coots. Brandon?
Braden.
I'm having a brain. Yeah. Sorry, I had a major brain fart there.
Braden,
but yeah,
Hayden, Aiden, Jaden, I don't know.
Right.
Millennials.
I really think he showed well in this game how he slows the game right down as soon as the puck is on his stick. It's almost like it changes speeds instantly. You can see it. He's poised. He doesn't panic. He looks for the open guy, or he gets it to the front of the net. And the second the puck is on the other team's stick, he's busting his butt to get back and looking to be defensively responsible in his own zone. So, really showed that he could keep up well already. So we'll see if he gets a couple more looks in preseason. But the longer he stays with the Canucks and doesn't get sent down to junior, the more it tells me they're taking a serious look at having this kid in the NHL, where they think he may not get the best development going back to junior right now.
I think some people probably won't like this comparison that I'm about to make, but after watching him through training camp and the prospect games and now this preseason game, I'm starting to get Petey vibes, like young Petey from Coots, right? Because Petey, when he first came, like it was the same thing. The agility and the speed that he displayed and the ability to use that speed and agility to slow the game down because people had to respect what his legs could do. That's kind of what I'm seeing from a Braden Coots, who is also talked about as a very good 200-foot center. So all of a sudden, the boy who's got the legs that all the guys from training camp, all the media guys are talking about how good Braden Coots' legs are. I mean, you might not be excited about that comparison right now, but let me tell you, young Petey was an electric player to watch. And if we can see that through this preseason, I think the Vancouver Canucks are going to have a really tough time setting him back down to his junior team.
Oh, 100%. And they talk about the maturity and the leadership qualities similar to Bo Horvat and how he is already, seems like a man in a boy's body. So for all of those things to be said about him, and then for him to show up at his very first NHL training camp and look like he immediately fits in at the NHL level really speaks to, him putting on the show that we, weren't really expecting. We didn't know what to expect because the Canucks sort of went off the board when they picked him. We didn't really know much about him other than the leadership qualities and everything that his WHL coach had to say about him, but absolutely delivering on those promises that we were given as fans.
Yeah, I wanted to go back and quickly chat again about Willander because, and the comparison has been drawn to him and DPD last year because DPD showed a lot of things, and you talked about this a lot last year about DPD is, for him, it was the adjustment from the European ice to the North American ice. For Willander, it's the adjustment to playing with guys that are as fast and as talented as he is, if not more. So, and you see those skills. Yeah, he made one amazing play. It was a terrible pass behind him, uses his back skates, kicks it through his own legs, brings it up to his stick, and then in one motion makes a pass as well. So those tiny little moments that you see that's pretty much going to be the plan moving forward, I would assume.
I think it's the safest plan with him. As much confidence as the kid has and thinks he is ready to go straight into the NHL, I think a couple of these preseason games will probably humble him quickly. It won't take much in the video room to show him a couple awful turnovers tonight, and also not really reading the play correctly when it's coming down into the defensive end. But yeah, he shows the brilliant skill that he has. He absolutely shows it when he gets the puck on his stick or when he needs to get out of trouble. The issue is he's not quick enough moving the puck yet at the NHL level, or the pro level rather, having come out of NCAA where it was, easy for him to get around guys or pass around sticks. And avoid the forechecking forwards at the NCAA level. So, I mean, I would love to see him go down for a month or two and work with Malhotra, because the quick work they did with developing DPD and getting him ready for the pro level of hockey, the skill that Willander possesses is far and above what DPD has. And don't get me wrong, I love DPD and everything he brings to the table, but Wielander's a totally different beast. And I don't think it would take long at all to get him in the right mentality of you have to earn it every shift, every game at the NHL level. And that's what propels you from the college level to the NHL level. And we saw that, way back when with Chris Tanev when he came out of college. And we were like, who's this guy? And he just threw everything he had at every play, took the big hits in the corners, blocked every shot, was an absolute warrior, and laid everything he had on the line every shift. And we were like, who the hell is this kid? And it looked like he was shot out of a cannon. And that's what we need to see from Wielander. He needs to go kind of take a month in the AHL, be like, okay, this is what it is. This is the speed. Give me a shot back with the big club and let me see what I can do.
Yeah. Yeah. Was there anyone else that you want to see more from over the course of the next 5 games that we see in the preseason?
I really want to see what Carlson is going to do in the preseason this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of his last kick at the can, and I really think it is his shot, given that they have kind of penciled him into Dakota Joshua's role as that front of the net, clean up the garbage goal guy, can be utilized on the penalty kill, can also be utilized on the second unit power play, maybe even the first line power play if he's doing a good job in front of the net. He really came a long way in the last half of the season with Abbotsford last year and showed that he's ready to make that leap. And I think a lot of that comes from the coaching of Malhotra and his crew. He turned this the farm organization around in one season and took a lot of guys like Klimovich, Carlson, Baines, some of these guys who were question marks for so long in the last, 2-3 years of their development. All of a sudden, we now have tons of these guys ready to just burst through the door. And if they take the reins, they can run with it. They're all going to be given that chance this year, given the run they had in Abbotsford and bringing that Calder Cup home. And I just really hope that Linus Karlsson and even Max Sasson, guys like that, really just go and run with it. I want to see Aatu Ratu get into some games here. Those are the guys that I'm ready to see in the preseason to see if they really have stepped their game up a notch and have that hunger after that win to try and achieve that at the NHL level, because those are the guys that are really going to have to show out because they're all kind of fighting for the same spots. And there's some really good young talent that we saw in this game that is nipping on their heels.
First game of the year in the preseason where we actually have a 3-star selection in Seattle in a 5-3 win. I know you probably have literally no idea about who you would choose for in this, but I mean, I'll give you the sneak preview is that it is all 3 players are Seattle Kraken.
Shocker.
Yeah. I'll just give them to you because I'm not gonna force you. Like, it's too early in the year.
No, I mean, one of them's probably gonna be Neiman because he got 2 goals tonight.
First star, 2 goals. Vince Dunn had 3 assists, so they gave him the second star of the game. And then Capo Caco also had 2 assists. So all multi-point nights for these 3 guys. They all get onto the board. If you were gonna give a star, let's say the 3rd star out to a member of the Vancouver Canucks, is there someone who stood out enough that you think they would have been able to dethrone the hometown bias that is the 3-star call in Seattle?
I think probably Mancini was really the standout Canuck for me tonight on that whole team. I think he showed that he's ready to go and showed up for camp in good shape. And I really think he was probably the best Vancouver Canuck on the ice overall tonight, from start to finish.
Well, I'll bring this up too for the viewers. So this is the Canucks defense for tonight. So Tom Willander, nothing. So he's 21 minutes played, not bad, right? Clean sheet, I'll take that. P.O. Joseph, -2, had 1 assist. DPD, clean sheet, perfect, because DPD and Willander, they were a pair, so that's perfect. But Minio, -2. Schultz was a -3. So rough night for Jimmy Schultz. He is definitely headed to the AHL. And then Victorio Mancini here did get are they calling that a Oh no, it is a goal. Okay, they did call it a goal. Was a -2. We'll call it a -1 because it was a power play goal, so it still doesn't count. But nice to see Willander and get the even score. But not a surprise to see some of these other defensemen with the minuses when that third period kind of blew up in the the second period blew up in the Canucks' faces.
Yeah, and Mancini's -2. I mean, he's the highest minute guy out there tonight, 23
Yeah.
minutes played. So, you know, a lot was leaned on for him, and not necessarily caught out. And he was asked to play with Mignot, and a lot of that was Mignot, not Mancini.
Yeah.
When you look at the goal visualizers of the one, Mignot gets kind of backed into the front of the net where Mancini's already covered the middle, and Mignot should be pushing back out to the boards and playing the puck, but he's not, and he's not playing aggressive, and he gets caught down low, and that's one of the goals that they get in the second period there. So, yeah, overall, a lot of young guys just got beat by an NHL team. I mean, it was kind of what I expected to happen tonight. I would have been shocked if the Canucks pulled off a win. But I did like what I saw from a couple of guys. I would like to see more from others. But I would expect some heavy cuts coming tomorrow after this game.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised to see. This is a very large roster they're still running with right now with the Vancouver Canucks. The last guy I wanted to touch on before we get going was Jonathan Lekermacki, who showed some really good stuff tonight. But there was a moment where, I mean, and it comes down to Niels Hoglander as well, not playing the puck quickly enough behind the net. Puck comes all the way back down the ice, and essentially Lekermacki misses his check because he has to back check harder and get that second man because P.O. Joseph had his man and Lekermacki did not, and that ends up in the back of the Canucks net. Does that kind of thing concern you about Lekermacki, or are we just chalking it up to it's still preseason?
I know which goal you're talking about, and I think I don't think that is as much Lekermacki's fault. If you look at the breakdown on NHL where they have the little numbers that move around, it's actually Schultz who leaves POJ kind of out to the wolves in front of the net there, whereas Joseph should have pushed up to his guy, and Schultz should have backed up to the front of the net a little more. Lekermacki wasn't really in a spot to pick up one of those guys, so it was just a weird play. And I think a lot of that was Schultz just isn't ready for the NHL. He doesn't belong up here. He's gonna be sent to Abbotsford probably tomorrow.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised about that too. Dustin, anything else you want to say to chat before I let you go for the night?
Oh, just so happy to be back talking Canucks hockey. Very excited to get Abbotsford Canucks hockey going again as well. I can't wait for the more of the veterans to get on the ice. Happy to see so many familiar names in chat and so many new names in chat. Looking forward to getting to know all of you more as the season goes on. Obviously, preseason doesn't mean a whole lot, but we do get to break down some of the youth, and I'm happy that you're all here listening to us rant about it.
We do have the next game coming up on the 24th, September 24th, Wednesday. Are you around for that game?
I will be around on Wednesday night. Yes, I will be here.
I believe, is that the game they're playing in Abbotsford?
It is. I thought about maybe going to it, but I think I'll stay home and watch it from afar instead.
Yeah. I mean, if you do plan on going, we can always get the Rusty and Dusty show live from the arena too. So let me know what you're doing.
Exactly.
Either
they do have Wi-Fi there, so.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Perfect. Awesome. Dustin, thank you very much for joining us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you back on the air for the Rusty and Dusty Sideshow, and we'll talk again on Wednesday, brother.
For sure. Happy to be back, and we will talk to everyone soon.
Dustin Boydell, the Silver Fox, stopping by to say hello. It's always good to see that, man. That beautiful face. All right, kids. The Rusty and Dusty show is over. So that means we're at the end of the stream. Let's have a look through the chat. KJ, when you said it that, it made me think of Gola by G-Eazy. Laugh out loud. Mike Torrance, laugh out loud. Maybe Eric Hunter can buy the team. Hunter greater than Aqua. Hell yeah. That's this. I like the sounds of that. Haha. 2-minute mile. Can you run a 2-minute mile, bro? That's crazy. There's no way you can run a 2-minute mile. I forgot about G-Eazy. Gola, gola, gola. Laugh out loud. Carlson needs to be playing more of a Holmstrom style game. Menace in front of the net. Yes, Chris. Christopher, I agree with you. Lyndon needs to buy the team with backers. Hey, Lyndon, do you think you could buy the team? Huh? Do you have any interest? No? No? All right. Give us a smile. All right. See you next time, Trevor. We appreciate you. Todd Peterson. I could see a video game in the Hood Olympics. In the Hood Olympics. I could see a video game, the Hood Olympics. Huh. I would definitely watch the Olympics for 2-minute marathon. Isn't that just a sprint? Ha 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 ha. I want Vilmer to be a net front's presence. I hope we get to see that. Javelin's thrown into the crowd. What? That seems dangerous. Callum McKenzie. Really good pod, y'all. Peace out and squeaky ball for Dobby. Woof! He does have a squeaky ball. He's obsessed with it. The group that's backing the Dodgers would be great, Major, says Mike Torrance. Todd Peterson. That track and field had great graphics for bringing home homie skins. Maybe Hunter and Lyndon can team up. Anyone know the number? Yeah, maybe. Mackie, shocker. Christopher, I love Holmstrom. Yeah. Dobby has it in his hidden Rolodex. Yeah, we got to find Dobby's black book. Javelin thrown into in New York lands in LA. That would be one heck of a throw. Sometimes managers' political stifles excel rookies. Sometimes managers' politics stifles excel rookies. Ha ha ha! Street Fighter for crushing a car. KJ squared. KJ the third saying hi to KJ squared. Christopher, I thought Tolopilo was the Canucks' best Canuck fan. Yeah. If he hadn't only played the half the game, Christopher, I would agree with you. But because they took him out, I'll give it to Mancini. Wait, 2 polar bears wrestling? Or each contestant gets a bear to wrestle? Either way, I'm sold on the idea. Yeah, the business aspects are sometimes off. Players getting paid unproportionately. Gola on my B word. Gola like this. Gola, 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 gola. Laugh out loud. Polar bears like vodka? Do they? Oh, polar bear is a vodka. Fellas, says KJ Brazy. So KJ Brazy squared, and KJ Brazy the third all in. Polar ice. Blue ribbon for Victoria Mancini. Decent vodka. How about 20 roosters versus 1 polar bear? Demko 45, Lanky 35, Tolo 2. Okay. So you want to see Tolopilo a couple times, eh? Eddie F looking for just a little bit of Tolopilo. Potters! Mancini is good. Roid Rage. Swervin', that's a good one. What if the gorilla gets into steroids, though? That may be scary. A gorilla on steroids. Would that make them stronger? Or are they already OP? Doc is underrated, says Tillo. Drew O'Connor has some speed to him. He's got a big body, too, so I hope we see a little bit more from him, Tillo. 100 roided crackheads versus 1 gorilla. Gorilla on roids versus 1,000 cows. A gorilla would never need so much testosterone. Laugh out loud. Ha ha ha. 900-pound gorilla in an underground fight club. Laugh out loud. What is this? Just like putting your hand up? Is that a magic wand, Mackie? His name's Mackie, so Hess still good. Crackheads will still lose 40, but the 60 will win. That puts a new meaning on the running of the bulls, fleeing roid rage gorillas. Crazy Mary, says Izod. Mackie, are you blessed, to be honest? Maybe, says Mackie. Flash back to the days fighting in the cage in Liberty City. I know, eh? Oh, good old Liberty City. Rusty and Dusty, Rusty and Dusty. Let's go back to hockey, laugh out loud. Rusty and Dusty, Rusty and Dusty. Goal! Over, Rover, and out. Boys, says Izod. See you later. Paragraph Pro, great to be back. We want to see the young guys. Cat, good to be out. Quinn is playing. Let's go! Is he playing NHL? Thanks for hanging out, bro, says Major Minor to Izod. I still love hockey, just don't let the old turds suppress the young. Just the right amount of scruff, says KJ. Cat, where'd he go? Old turds, laughing and crying. Rusty and Dusty. W Rusty and Dusty. 2 Minute Mile is insane, yeah. Rusty, look up Gula by G-Eazy before you say it again, please. Gula. Laugh out loud. B-ball to the transform to Creek. You're saying it wrong. I know, I'm probably butchering it horribly. Can you do it phonetically for me? Major Minor, Trevor Linden. W gets 3 treats. Yeah, he does get 3 treats. Maple Laughs bought an NHL team. Did the Maple Laughs buy an NFL team? What? Mike Torrance, we need the Dodgers money in Van. We do. DTS versus East Van. Downtown East Side versus East Van. Dean says Dobby, swear jar, Trevor Linden, goal, Rusty and Dusty. I need Russ to Gola fight to Gola, right? Laugh out loud. Do you think that was the real Quinn Hughes? I definitely think it was. To say. I'm 73% certain that was Quinn. Totes was the real Huggy Bear. If it was, he must be a huge gamer. Ask him about first console, maybe a troller. First, hey, have been KTEL Pong. KTEL Pong. Eddie F, yeah, good call. The bananas are the roids. Like a glove, R. Like a glove, R. That's what it is. Like a glove. Now I got it. We're talking about having Olympic special, especially for roid users. Yeah. Need more hits than regular play, but I guess no one wants to get hurt during these preseason games. Sensei, funny you mentioned that. The Canucks had 34 hits. They had a lot of hits tonight, so I was actually happy about that. Swerving had a great idea. Monkey. MLSE bought Buffalo Bills. Oh, what? They bought the Buffalo Bills? That's crazy. He thinks we're cats. With Cheech. Low rider and breakdancing. Partners not bought. My bad. Ah, so they are part. Guale. The stress is on the first syllable and the G is a hard G. Guala. Alvin Quinn, get off your phone. Hughes, you're not my dad. Me and Russell, Ace Ventura sequel. Book it. Hollywood, laughing and crying. All right, let's check the donos because you guys went crazy today. We're gonna review the donos. We're gonna look ahead to the next game, and then we're gonna call it a night because we have now been live for 3 hours and 20 minutes. Canuck Clay, the first one out of the gates. Keep up the great work, bro. Admire your dedication. Canuck Clay with a $20 dono to start things off. Major Minor donating $2, saying, did we eggplant? Eric Hunter, 5 gifted memberships. Shannon becoming a member. Paragraph Pro donating or using his gifted using his monthly membership message to say, welcome everyone. Love to see the growth and support for Russ. See you, Al, at the intermission. Talk to you to talk all things Canucks. And then he drops 10 gifted memberships. And then Major Minor says, shout out Quinn Hughes in the chat, above average D. And then Pink Sunglasses was here, and he drops $13.99 and says, Canucks are back. And then Eric Hunter drops another 5 gifted memberships. So that's 10 in total. Wait, what is that? Yeah, 10 in total. Major Minor gifts a membership. Major Minor says, shout out Eric Hunter, the new end boss. Then Major Minor donates another gifted membership. And then Eric Hunter donates another 10 gifted memberships. That's 20 in total. And then Eric Hunter accidentally donated 30 memberships. Major Minor donates again another gifted membership. And then Eric Hunter donates another 5 gifted memberships. That's 25. And then Big Mac's like, put on the game, bro. And then Major Minor's like, come on, bro, put on the game. $2 donos each. And then Big Mac says, we don't have to ban people, not after what we did for Mr. Fuji. Winky face, hashtag justice for Fuji. And then Eric Hunter dropping a 20 at the end. And then Hachiko using his membership message to say they're getting the L's out of their system before the season starts, which is actually accurate. My goodness, people. What a beautiful stream tonight. Despite the fact that the Vancouver Canucks failed to defeat a very NHL veteran Seattle Kraken team, we'll take it. You know, we held our own against a clearly better roster, and the Seattle Kraken should be ashamed of themselves. Is pretty much what I'm saying. We are going to be live again. Let's see if this is, oh, it's a blank screen. Let's quickly go like this. There we go. So we're going to be live again for the Calgary Flames versus the Vancouver Canucks on Wednesday, which is the 24th of September. So make sure, if you haven't yet, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll be live again. I think we'll be able to show this one as well. I don't think this one's going to be on Sportsnet TV, so it's going to be great. Let's get back to the bar. Yeah. So everyone, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for all the donos. Thank you for Dustin Boydell for being here for the Rusty and Dusty Sideshow and the postgame show. Thank you for Tyler stopping by for the second intermission. Make sure you check out the line change. His link is down in the description. But until Wednesday, remember, my name is Russell Holiday. This is Nothing is Perfect, and make sure that you make good choices.